It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Come get some.
It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah. Hey, sorry, everyone there. Sorry for getting a late start. I can't even talk. But to hell with me. Good evening. Greetings, my dear friends. Welcome to Clobbering Times. I'll get it right one of these days. Number 419 on YouTube. Number 1,419 overall. And it's Clubby's Clubhouse number 115 with the most wonderful first officer in the fleet. Clobberonimo! There you go. And the greatest chief engineer in the fleet as well. Good to see you, my dear friends. And thanks for being here, number one.
Hey, thanks for having me, boss.
Great to see you, and great to see you, Mark.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
We had to handle something. Well, it's good to be here. I mean, the clubhouse is in session, and I can't wait. It is. We have some non-existent people here tonight, but that's okay.
Well, they did exist, but then they didn't exist.
Well, I've decided that tonight anyone in the clubhouse exists. So anybody in the chat, you all exist tonight. Don't worry, you can not exist later, but tonight you exist.
And I exist, Taylor, when I was getting my coffee out of the replicator. Well, it's still in the microwave.
Nice.
Well, you sort of exist then.
Sort of exists, yeah.
Yeah. All righty then. All right, everybody. Well, let's just get started, shall we? We'll get on the move now because number one, I'm sure you have some opening words for us.
I do. And thank you for giving me the floor and for always using your channel to support my writing. I just love you. Thank you, sweetheart. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Clubby's Clubhouse here on Clobbering Times. If you're new around here, you're in for a real treat. It's a couple of super geeks, mega geeks, teaching a nerd about geeky things. And we're going to have a great time tonight. But before we get started, the first thing I want to do is I want to make a shout out to Larry and Chris Persia, because Larry and Chris Persia were all over their social media today promoting Clobby's channel. And I just want Larry and Chris Persia to know how much I love them both. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for putting all that work forward to make one of my best friends in the whole world in real life make his channel bigger and to build his community. I just love you guys. Thank you. I also want to wave hello to everyone on X, all of our lurkers. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, at the end of the week, sometimes we get up to 200, sometimes 300 or more people watching this show. So thank you so much for stopping in, and thank you so much for supporting and for watching Clobberin Times. If you're not a member, please go ahead and join. Then you can meet with the grand poobah of all of geekdom, Mike Clobby Alonso, and you could talk comics. The guy is a bona fide subject matter expert. But if you're not ready for membership, that's okay. That's okay. Just if you have a good time here tonight, don't forget to clobber the like button and to hit the sub button and to hit the notification bell so you know when the boss is on. Folks, I'm a science fiction author. I'm a communications and technology scholar, and I write science fiction, but corporations aren't into science fiction right now. What they want is activism and activists. So it's been very difficult for me to take the traditional publishing route because they openly say, no, we don't want you. But I have some wonderful patrons, Patreon folks who have stepped forward to back my book because they're not giving up on science fiction, and neither am I. And so I just want to shout them out right now. Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter, Penny Lane, Shoota, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie, Pete, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog, Kirby, Enigmatic Dropper, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Jelly Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. Chuck some cheese in the chat for those marvelous pepperonis, Rob Altus, and Tyler. Thank you so much for backing my book. I have a new book, a new collection of short story science fiction coming out in the next month or two. I just have to have it edited and I have to start the publishing process. But the stories are written and I'm writing the bonus story right now. If you like episodic classic science fiction that doesn't tell you what to think, but is just a great time, then please support my work. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble, and you can also buy it on Amazon. Not sure if you want to buy a whole book. You can buy the stories a la carte, one story at a time for only 99 cents. And I sure could and would definitely appreciate your support. And I think that's about it. I'm stumbling all over myself here tonight, but ready to have a good time with some Blake 7, with some Star Trek Untold Voyages, and with some goodies.
Indeed. Thank you so much, number one. Love you. So glad to see you. So glad to be here with you. Mark, any opening words you may have, sir?
Oh, well, thank you, Raquel. Yep. So, yeah, it's great to be back to reviewing some more comics. I'm glad you were able to get those comics physically. Raquel doesn't have the digital gene, I guess, for reading comics, but that's okay. We can tease her on that one. But yeah, it's another good episode of Blake 7 tonight to talk about. Spoiler alert, it was a good episode. I don't think there are any bad episodes of Blake 7, really, right?
Right?
I mean, maybe some ones that aren't up to snuff, but
one or two of them.
Yeah, but not like terrible. Like I can't watch that. But yeah, so looking forward to hanging out. You're disagreeing, okay?
That's okay, but not a lot though.
Not a lot though. Yeah, it's a pretty high. The bar is pretty high for the quality and the dialogue too. There's always snappy, witty dialogue to it, seems.
Okay, so before you take all of your time to talk about how much you love the show and how much you love Blake 7 and wind up in a clobbering match with Clobby, well, and you guys discuss the episode, can you do me a favor? Can I interrupt you so that I can get you back on track? Because I want everyone to know about your killer cornucopia. I want everyone to know about your channel because you are like our true friend in real life. We really love you and we want you to grow your channel and for everyone to meet you and learn about the things you do. So hit it, Mark.
All right, I'll hit it. Yep. Well, first of all, here's the Clubhouse Discord that Mr. Angel set up. And of course, everyone support Raquel first before you support me. And here's my everyone should know my channel here. But just in case you're a lurker or watching for the first time, there's a link to my Killer Cornucopia. And also, it's on eBay now. I think it's still on eBay. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. And it's... let's see. Oh, and on the Ko-fi channel, I also have the bigger version of the Doomsday Machine, which which is really cool. And I'm not responsible for destroyed worlds or planets, so
Use with
do a lot
caution.
of 3D printing. Yeah, so use with caution. But I've sent a few of them out, and people seem to really like them, which is great. So and it's perfect for your Christmas tree. Of course, by now your tree might be down. Mine stays up forever because I have the fake tree with all the with all the ornaments. But if you can always get one, be prepared. Get one for next year.
Oh,
early,
the
right?
link is expired. Someone said.
Yeah,
Which one?
Muhammad said, or
Oh,
Saeed.
the eBay link. Let me
I think
check.
that's Muhammad Saeed. I don't think it's
Let
Muhammad
me check my
said,
eBay link.
but he wants your link. And thanks so much for asking, Muhammad.
Muhammad
Well,
Saeed,
let's
thank
see.
you.
Oh, or the Discord link, maybe.
I don't know.
No.
He just didn't say which link.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think he wants
the
to follow you.
Discord said, invalid. Oh, link, maybe. Oh, that's the Discord link. I'll have to talk to Mr. Angel about that because we've had that link. We've had that link forever. So I'll get in touch with Mr. Angel.
Nice,
But
nice.
that's really weird. Yeah, let's see. Why is my invite invalid? Huh.
I don't
But
know.
we'll figure that out.
Larry,
That's the
Larry.
computer.
Larry,
Oh, we're going to do a shout out in a minute, but Larry, you just popped in though. So.
Yep.
Larry.
Let me try to find another Discord link, but
All right.
that's strange. I'll talk to get an update from Mr. Angel. But thanks, Raquel, for saying that. Much appreciated.
Hey, dude, do you have any idea how much Clobby and I love you and how much we appreciate all the stuff you do for us behind the scenes and what an amazing friend you are? You're very
thank you. Well, it's
talented
all
and you're
fun.
cool to
It's
hang
all
out
fun.
with, dude.
Thank you. Dittos.
We appreciate you big time, buddy.
Thank you.
So,
Yep.
anything else? Are you
Oh, and of course, we're gonna do the stuff after the show, but typical Sunday Night Geekery will be happening this week, of course, too. So
okay? All right. So, let's see. Shout outs and shout outs, shall we?
Yes.
Let's just show.
Let's do it.
Show notes here. Okay. It's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on with the great J-Man on his channel. Continuing, we just started. Excuse me. Just started last week with our new Frank Miller Fridays. Frank Miller Fearless Fridays. Well, we're not sure what we're calling them, but we are, as we did before that when we chronicled all of Jack Kirby's great classic Fourth World Saga. We are now going to cover J-Man, Sean, and myself on J-Man's channel, 7 Eastern.
Nice.
Frank Miller's classic art form changing, massive Daredevil run on Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. So, we started last week and we got it's going to take us some time. But we're going to do it. We're going to cover it as only J-Man and Sean can.
Nice.
With me, of course.
Nerds. Geeks. Nerds.
We're gonna keep their
Geeks.
asses off. And I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not, but usually I am over at the Friday Night Comic Shop Talk with my good buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. Good bunch of boys over there, the Friday Night Comic Shop boys, and not sure what the topic is, but it will be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek
Dun, 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 dun.
is here, as we do every Saturday night. 4 more scintillating episodes reviewed of Star Trek Voyager by my wonderful first officer and myself, and of course, our lovely chat. So that will be great fun. Same Trek time, same Clobby channel, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, for those wondering. What else? Oh, and then, of course, yes, as Mark said, the Geekery is back, of course, always. Sunday Night Geekery on Mark's channel. You end your week with some geek fun, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm there. We hang out and have just a good old time geeking out. It's a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Then, of course, I'll be back with on J-Man's channel, 6 p.m. Central with J-Man and Sean and I continuing our Legion of Superheroes Silver and Bronze Age review 58 through 89. Been doing this for quite some time, and I'm going to be doing it for a lot longer. So that's great fun. And after that, I'll do a regular Monday Night Mark C Comics talk show. Back to the wild card. I think my wild card Wednesday show next week, I'll have the good old great gentleman on there, Salty Texas traveling C will be joining me. And looking
Lady
forward to having
TV's
friend.
sidekick
Yes,
or co-host. Yeah, buddy.
yes,
Yeah.
they do shows together. Yes,
I
we're gonna
love
talk.
Lady PV.
I do too. I love. I miss her big time. And we're gonna do some. We're gonna also talk some Doctor Who on that one. So anyway, let us see. Let's do some shouty outies. Of course, whether they're here or not, to get the shout out. The great Bronze Wrencher Eric
Mwah,
K.
mwah, mwah.
You the man. Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the Great White North.
Kisses.
Thank you,
kisses.
buddy. Thanks for all you do. Let's see. Up in here. Up in here. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. The man. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Shout out to his wonderful better half, Lady Thoth. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, my friend. The Wrench Without Fear, the aforementioned great J-Man, Legionnaire extraordinaire and partner in crime on Earth B. Maddie's daddy viewed it of Wrench Mjolnir. We're in Vegas. Super Wrench Kal-El. The rascally Wrench himself, Fanty Outsidery. Hungry Boy, master of the Claboni and Clobberin Time's own music Meister is, of course, Maximum Redstone. Wait a minute. Damn it. Sorry. Maximum Redstone. And that, let us shout out our friends who are with us in the chat.
Do you see what Larry just put in the chat?
No, because I had to back the chat up. I'll get to
Okay,
it.
stay where you are because I know you're backed all the way up to the beginning. Larry just put Spearhead from Space in the chat. What do you think
What?
of that, Clobby?
Why did you put that in there? I mean, I love that episode. Why?
I don't know. I don't know how
Strange,
he
'cause
knew, but we were having a full conversation about that
We
before
were
went
talking
on
about
air.
that before we came on the air. How did you? I mean, that's just insanity.
I,
mean, it's just-
Larry,
that's
get out of my
coinky-dink.
head.
That is a coinky dink of epic proportions there.
It happens all the time with Larry and me.
Larry.
He does that to me all the time. I'm like,
He-
Larry, get out of my
I
head.
think he's-
Get
he's
out. Oh.
Do you have like a you bugged? You have us bugged or what, man?
He does.
So anyway, speaking of shout outs, he was the first one here tonight. Looks at Larry. Good to see you there, buddy. Well done.
A man so nice, you should say his name twice, perhaps thrice. Larry, I love you.
Good to see you, buddy. FKH in 2005.
Oh, FKH 2005. Doesn't he have a birthday coming
Tomorrow,
up?
it says.
Yes, there it is.
It's my birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, my good friend. We'll appreciate you, brother. Before I continue, thank you for all those who are lurking, and thank you if you're watching on a download or a rewatch. It's much appreciated. Keely Chow, roll that tide. Dave C, what's up, buddy?
Dave!
Vulcan lives in DD. Stephen M. Hey there, Stephen M. Hey.
Evening, Stephen.
Evening, Stephen. Even Stephen. Claude Solling. Hello, my friend.
Evening, Claude. Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you. Could not be reached for further comment.
Hey!
What's up, my friend? Brian Hepburn.
Evening, Brian.
Hey, Brian. What's up, buddy? Captain Infinity, Temperus, Maximus, and beyond. Let's see. Muhammad Saeed, welcome.
Good evening.
Good to see you there. Thank you. Oh, you're reading some X-Men comics I saw you say earlier. Great. I'm glad you're enjoying those, my friend. We'll have to talk about those one of these days. Oh, there you go. X-Men 112. Oh, you're right at the beginning of early on in the Burn run. That's one of the best. That's a classic run that will be reviewed either here, or maybe J-Man and I will tackle that. We'll see one day. Not too long though. It'll get reviewed here. It's past time, really. Ravenscroft. Hey.
Ravenscroft. Looking forward to those reviews tonight.
Penny, what's up, Penny?
Penny.
Lovely Penny. Good to see you. Always lovely to have you here, my dear. Adrian James, hello there, my friend.
Evening, Adrian.
Let's see. Hang. Look at more. Scrolling. I need to say
Keep that Clobby scrolling.
And they call him Scuba Pete. He's the king of the Zamba Pete. To play the rock that goes chick. And Leslie, of course.
Scuba Pete! I love you. Kiss Leslie's face for me. I love you, two crazy kids.
David Rayborn, buddy.
Hey,
What's up?
cuz.
What's up, cuz? Good to see you. Anonymous Gamer, what's up? All right, man. Good to see
Evening.
you there. Hey, Scribe Light, my friend. Scribe Light is a good pal who hangs with us on
Nice.
Tom's Midnight's Edge After Dark. He joins us on Tuesdays and
Cool.
Thursday nights, and we've done a few of those together now. And I'm honored to have you pop in, Scribe Light. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Nice.
Let's see, Jeremiah Hembry. Hello,
Good
hello,
evening.
hello.
Welcome.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Good to see you all. So, will anyone else pops in? They should be shouted out accordingly.
We won't shout at them, but we'll shout them out.
But indeedishness. Again, I should say this is January, and it just so happens, of course, we've been doing this Blake 7 reviews. But January is the launching point for both the two of my favorite all-time TV shows that launched it all for me. The 66 Adam West Batman series started in January.
Poster you made there.
Oh, slapped together.
Good stuff.
It's pretty crappy, but it got the job done. And also Blake 7. So in a couple of years, they're getting close to the 60th anniversary of Adam West's great Batman show. Scribe Like, there you go. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I've never really done a show talking about the Punisher. I'm not much of a Punisher guy, but you'd be now that I know that that's something you'd like to talk about. Who knows? But we should talk about that. I would love to have you on it to talk sometime. Scribe Like, that's for sure. Let's see. So yes, January is the premiere month for these two great shows that shaped my life. These shows, I'm a geek, I admit it. It's a very geeky, ridiculous thing to admit that a TV show shaped your life. But the Batman TV show was what started it all. I was 2 years old, or even less than 2 when this show premiered in 1966. It was the first word I could say was Batman because of that song.
You probably heard it in the womb too, right?
Probably did. I don't know. I doubt my mom watched it without me there. So no. But
he came out and the doctor tied off his umbilical cord and they slapped him on the bum and he cried and everything was good. And then he looked up and he said, "Turbines to speed."
I could neither confirm nor deny any of that, but I'll take it.
Wasn't your first word Batman?
It was my first word, according to my parents running around, because that's one of the most brilliant lyrics of any song ever.
Yeah.
I defy you to find more ingenious lyrics to any song ever written in the history of humankind than that lyric, the lyric of this song.
Yeah.
Could anyone name the lyric? Could anyone? I have the lyrics of this song memorized, in fact. I know that's pretty impressive for me, especially with my garbage memory. But, and I'll look, if you don't believe me, I know you don't believe me. You're all skeptical. He didn't memorize that whole song. I do. I have him. Here we go. Batman. Batman. Get it? Batman. I'm not trying to get the algorithm in trouble.
What about the na part?
Batman. Batman. I was going to get to that part. Batman. Batman. You know how many times I've walked through, like, I remember especially back when the Michael Keaton movie came out, we were all running around shaking our heads going, Michael Keaton, what the hell? Before it came out.
Are you crazy?
And I had my shop at the time, and I was selling a lot of Batman shirts. And they weren't Michael Keaton, they were Batman, the comic design mostly. I also have one of Adam Westwood. And we walk around, if you're walking around like the mall or whatever, wearing a Batman shirt, always some jackass would see you go, hey, like, man, dude, I'll kill you. Get away. I will murder you right here in the mall. I will beat
That's not
you
very
to death in the mall.
Batman-esque.
No, that's right. I should have threatened him with, I didn't really say I would murder him. I just said I would beat him up.
Something Punisher would do.
No, I wouldn't say anything other than like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, no one ever makes that joke. Sure, bro. Yeah. No one ever goes anymore.
Tell me how you really feel, right? You never hear that one.
I hate that one too. That's another one.
Yeah.
Tell me how you really feel. That's one of my favorite ones that makes me want to strangle somebody. No one ever uses that one. Yeah. So anyway, but yes, Batman began in January, and so did Avon. Avon 7. I mean Blake 7. Blake 7.
Yeah.
So, and at
Ravenscroft says, I never bought Keaton as Batman, honestly. I know I'm in the minority. I don't think so. I think a lot of people bought Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, but they could not buy him as Batman. He's just not big enough.
the costume got him by in certain shots. They managed to shoot it. It's shot to where he's okay. I mean, physically he's not Batman really, but he does a good job in his performance. I think, in my opinion, what it was, I still have a soft spot in my heart for the movie. But remember, I'm a Batman comics fan purist, so obviously I have some issues with it. But no movie ever gets Batman right, except for the TV show movie that was from 1966 that was based on the TV show with Adam West and Burt Ward, because it was a movie, by the it was a movie and a TV show. And so other than that one, of course, and the animated series is the best interpretation, and Brave and the Bold TV show. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So just letting you know, everyone, January is Batman Blake 7 month.
Big stuff.
Speaking of which, of course, we'll be reviewing a Blake 7 episode tonight.
Big.
Keep going. You're not done yet, are you?
I'm not going to do the whole song.
But a year before, they announced it like a year beforehand to Michael Keaton, and we were all saying, Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton? Really? Yeah, it was weird. Beetlejuice.
I think it worked.
Mr. Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can understand the skepticism.
No, I was a skeptic too. What are you, crazy? I could not only bench press more than him, probably bench press him on top of,
Yeah,
he's just he's this physique, but he's got the right acting chops and the personality to pull it off, and he looks better now that he's kind of filled out a little bit and gotten older. And the suit,
he did. I think he did a good job in the role, but his performance, he just doesn't look like Batman. It's no two ways.
Yeah, no.
That's the problem.
Whereas, Christopher Reeve was very skinny and worked out, but he had the height and everything and the face, so he was able to make himself fill out and look like Superman. And so you could, not only is his performance wonderful, you look at him and go, "That's Superman." Boom, right there. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. He's the exception. That's when like a brilliant actor who was an absolutely truly incredible actor, like
the physique, but he was pretty skinny though, so he had to actually work out to puff it up. Yeah,
but thank goodness he was born tall enough that
the height helped.
Well, yeah, certain people just can't bulk up. I mean, I know people.
They can't.
So Keaton's got that frame and that he's a pencil neck, kind of guy. No offense, but there's certain people that can. Yeah, you can always work out and get bigger, but Christopher Reeve had the frame to do it.
Yes, Ravenscroft. It's breakdown. We're gonna get to it in a minute. That's right. So, Adrian James asked, "What was your favorite villain in the Batman series?" Clobby. I would have to say Frank Gorshin's Riddler. He was just. I love Cesar Romero, love Burgess Meredith, love Julie Newmar. But Frank Gorshin's Riddler. Frank Gorshin was magnificent. He was truly great. And I like some of the other obscure ones too, like Bookworm by Roddy McDowell. Anyway. But I'll do a show about them as I've done before. I'm going to dedicate probably maybe a Wednesday night show this month to the Batman TV show. I'm going to do a nothing but Batman TV show, probably on a Wednesday night this month.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because, it's why we're all here, folks. I would not know any of you without that TV show. So you know what to blame now. Sorry, I had to set some water there. Okay. Where was I?
We're done with show notes and shout outs, and you put everyone on notice that it is Blake 7 and Batman month. It's
wait a minute.
B&B month. January is B&B month, so they should be gearing up for lots of tributes coming from you, and that's where you were at, boss.
Well, wait, did we get to the bottom of the mystery of how Larry freaked us out like that, knowing what we were talking about? Larry.
I think Larry can read my mind.
Larry, what made you mention Spearheads from Space? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, Mad Hatter was great. Could not be reached for comment. David Wayne was terrific. I love Mad Hatter. I love King Tut. Victor Borno was wonderful as King Tut. He was great. Yeah. Hey, I love Jim Carrey as the Riddler, though that was fun, says Anonymous Gamer. It was kind of funny, but Jim Carrey was a jerkweed. But I got to admit he was mildly amusing in that role, Anonymous. So you're not alone in that.
I can't stand that guy.
But I've got to admit I've liked some things he's done, but he as a person, he's a whack job jerkwad.
Larry,
sometimes the best artists are, though, unfortunately, right? I mean,
well, yeah, that's true.
Larry, that guy's funny though. Jim Carrey, I don't find him
Raquel.
funny.
Or you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
No, no.
Sorry. Do you have that? No, sorry.
We do have that. Yes, we do have
You
it.
showed
Yeah.
that to me. It's terrible.
Dumb and Dumber is probably one of the greatest movies
Ew.
ever. I mean,
Ew.
in the whole
Mark.
world. I mean,
Mark, do you know the most annoying sound in the world? Or
yeah.
you do?
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Guys! That's Raquel. She's him going, guys.
That's me. I'm in the middle, and Clobby is driving, and Mark's on the other side, and they're both yelling. And I just want
Only
to.
gone 4 inches.
According to the map, we've only gone about 4 inches. I don't think we have enough gas money. Relax.
Seriously?
4 inches.
Phantom Stranger, Phantom Outsider, they did. Malachi Throne played False Face. You know the story behind that. There was a character called False Face on the Batman TV episode. Malachi Throne, who of course has been in Star Trek, The Menagerie, played him, but they did put a question mark in the credits, so it's true, Fanty. However, Malachi Throne played him. They were going to use the classic villain Two-Face. Harlan Ellison wrote the script and everything, but they thought he was going to be too scary. They had all these problems, and they gave it that dumb character, False Face.
The
instead.
boob grabber wrote
Yes.
Batman?
Yeah, he wrote a Batman episode that never got
Wow.
made. And later, DC adapted it in a comic they drew it now. So I know he's not in the credits, Fanty, but they did say later it was Malachi Throne. Anyway,
Why did they do that so often? That's so annoying.
what's that?
Not putting people in the credits.
They want because he was False Face,
It's a
and
sneaky
it
thing.
was a joke they were making in the credits, like an inside joke, because in the episode he wears different faces and nobody knows his name. So. But the actor, yeah, he didn't get credited. Well, actually, I think he got credited in the end credits though. There, if I'm not mistaken, because they had to give him credits.
Like Judson
Although-
Scott and Wrath of Khan, he was
Didn't get
fighting over
credited.
his payment. So then they said, "Well, screw you, we're leaving out of the credits."
Well, remember, look, when George Reeves, the from the Adventures of Superman, the great Superman, when he did a guest shot on I Love Lucy, which is one of my favorite episodes of I Love Lucy. I don't know if you remember that. And he walked out there on the ledge. Remember, it was the famous one where Lucy tried to get Superman for her son's birthday party and couldn't, so she dressed up like Superman and went out on the ledge, and she had a helmet on. She looked really terrible, and she was stuck at the ledge. So George Reeves showed up because Ricky Ricardo got him, and he actually went there as Superman to the kids. And he went out there and took her off the ledge. And he was yelling at Lucy, "I've been married with all the things you've done in 15 years." Just wait a minute, Ricardo. You mean to tell me that you've been married to her for 15 years? 15 years. And they called me Superman. And he was furious because they credited him in the end credits as Superman.
Yeah.
They didn't put his real name, and he was having enough problems being typecast and all that stuff. Anyway, all right.
Ravenscroft wants to know about boob grabber.
Harlan Ellison is the boob grabber, according to Raquel. That's what she calls him. Don't look at me.
That's my nickname for him, but it is on record when he accepted, I believe, his Nebula Award. I believe it was his Nebula Award. When he won a Nebula Award, he went up on stage, and the lovely woman who was holding his award and handed it and was about to hand it to him, he grabbed her by her breasts.
Her chesticles.
Her chesticles. He was like, "Look at those chesticles," and he couldn't resist. So he groped her boobies, her chesticles, and got into big trouble for it. So
He was friends with her, not that it ever excused anything. She laughed at the moment, but yeah.
I know, but still, you don't do that at the Nebula Awards.
You don't do it anywhere. Yeah,
no,
you're right.
Yeah.
But
I
back
have
then,
lots of friends, but if they grab me by the chesticles at an awards ceremony, they're going down in a heap of pain.
Well, that also happened to Black Widow on the line, and the reporter happened to be of the correct persuasion, so he didn't get in trouble. But he actually, I seen the clip. He grabbed her. He said, "Are these real? Let me check." That was about 15, 20 years ago.
Like David said, Al Franken was the real boob grabber, also a boob grabber. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if that's not what I read, Fanty. He says that he thinks that he and Lucy agreed to put it in the Superman in the credits, so not to confuse the kids. I read that he didn't like it, so maybe you're right, but that's not what I read. Yeah.
Raven's
but by the way,
anonymous gamer is so shocked and
Larry,
horrified.
Yep, both Larry could not be reached. Yeah, I loved the Harpo episode with Lucy. The Harpo episode of Lucy, that was great as well. When she dressed up like Harpo and they did the mirror scene.
Hey,
Christine Hurt. Well, hello there, Christine. Welcome to Clobbering Times. Swinging by to say hi. Well, hi to you. Good to see you, my friend, and welcome there. Welcome.
Hey, the other Steve.
Yeah.
Actually, that's Thor in Vegas. I just want to let Anonymous Gamer and Ravenscroft know that if I ever win the Nebula Award, or should I say when, I think people like envision themselves making it big, and that then they do. So let's try and manifest destiny here. When I accept my Nebula Award, I do not want to be grabbed by my boobs.
Noted. I'm writing that down now.
Yeah, right at it. If I might forget, right?
If I'm ever at the awards with Raquel, don't. I repeat, don't.
Don't grope her chesticles.
Don't. Yeah, that's a good thing, though, because you might think, I'm sure that woman would like for me to grab her boobs. And then you go, but maybe she wouldn't. I need to ask.
Maybe no.
I better ask. Would you? And so now we know. Well, there you go.
Because learning is half the battle.
Me, though.
You know us guys.
I know. But if I walk up to accept my Nebula
guys
Award,
never look at those things anyway.
Somebody could say to me, do you mind if I grab you by the chesticles? And I would look at them and I would say, no. I'm so sorry.
Do you want to be mostly dead or all dead?
Yeah. Well, all I know is if you did, I think she would probably treat you like Paul Foster.
Crazy.
That's dedicated to Larry. He loves that one. Who else loves that one? Gwagnar loves that one.
That is the best bitch slap in the history of television.
Well, I guess we better get down to beeswax and review our episode, eh?
Yep.
What about it, Marco? Shall we? Time, folks. As we do on the Clubhouse now, we like to we're reviewing, of course, the great series Blake 7. Where's my info? On my background for it. Where I got it somewhere around here. Thought I had it up here somewhere. There we go. Yeah.
Slideshow ready?
Yeah, you got it ready?
Yep. Let me rewind it. I got to rewind.
You know what the boys are organizing, folks? Breakdown. Blake 7 review time. The episode is Breakdown, Season 1, Episode 10. It first aired on March 6, 1978. And I hope I have purchased enough time for the guys to get it rolling. We're going to hear a wonderful summary from Clobby, the greatest Blake 7 fan in the history of all of fandom. And he's going to tell us a little bit about the episode. And then we're going to talk about it a little bit. And then we're going to give our reviews and we're going to grade it. And if you watched it or you have watched it, you can feel free to join in. And if not, we hope you enjoy our reviews.
Yes, indeed. It is time for. Are we ready? Well done, Mark.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
There we go. Perfect.
I'm gonna try to start timing this better. I usually just fly through them, but you
got 40 minutes of a slideshow.
There's 40 minutes of a slideshow. I'm not gonna take 40 minutes to do it.
Well, that's okay.
There's your opening credits. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, it's Breakdown, Adrian. Breakdown, like you said, Blake 7 season. Dun, 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 dun. That too. Season 1, Episode 10. Breakdown, which is, of course, as always, it is written by Terry Nation, directed by Veer Lorimer. Veer Lorimer. Sorry. And where's Max? Max should be here to review as well, but he's not. Oh my goodness. That's true. Adrian James, the great Julian Glover, is in this episode. So as we know, our good old buddy Ola Gan. This episode begins where they're just the Liberators going through just flying through space, trying to stay out under the radar of the Federation and whatnot. And Ola Gan is on the bridge by himself, and he starts losing control of the helm because he has some difficulties with a limiter implant in his head that has been really giving him some trouble of late. And he's been trying to cover it up, but it's causing him a lot of pain. For those who don't know, because of an incident that sent him to Cygnus Alpha, in which he had his a Federation guard killed his woman, as he put it, and he killed him with his bare hands, I suppose. They put a limiter implant, which it'll prevents him from killing, basically. Not committing any violence so much, but as soon as he gets too violent, it'll kick in. It's supposed to stop you from committing the ultimate violence. So it does keep him from killing. It's a limiter implant, like I said, and it's right on the top of his skull, and it is malfunctioning. So much so it's
Bobby, I have to interrupt, even though it's incredibly rude. I beg your pardon. Mohammed Saeed, he's saying good night, and he will check out Blake 7. Mohammed, just so you know, we're also going to be covering the Star Trek Untold voyages later on, and we're also going to be talking geek. So if you're not into Blake 7, or you don't feel like you know enough about it, please know that the Clubhouse always discusses a variety of things over the course of a few hours. So just so you know that, I know that you join us on Saturday Night Star Trek, and I just wanted you to know. So good night, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, we're basically reviewing a Star Trek. What Raquel was saying is we are reviewing a Star Trek comic book after this called Star Trek: The Untold Voyages. Okay, basically the limiter is causing him to freak out a little bit. He attacks Jenna, who comes to the bridge. Then he attacks Blake and goes nuts. It takes the entire crew to basically subdue him. And then they get the ship back on course. And later they basically have him in the medical unit, and they determine that the limiter is this really, it's messed up. What they can see from their highly advanced liberated medical equipment is that he needs a neurosurgeon, something they can't provide on the ship. They have to look into various options of where to go, to where they can go to bring Gan for help. And then they decide upon an option that is the closest one, because they didn't have a whole lot of time, but the one that Avon thinks they should go to. Zen, as you all know, the ship's brain, the computer, determines that is too far. However, Avon says no, direct flight. You're not computing direct flight. Well, in Zen's computer banks, there's some warning of danger in the direct flight, and therefore it has to be flown. You have to fly around it, travel around it, but it doesn't know what it is, and he won't tell them. So Avon says direct flight time, we can get there. He's wrong. He's acting on an instruction. He has no data to back it up. He doesn't know what it is. He was just told not to go there. Some basic vague warning. And I've never taken things on trust. So they decide to bypass Zen and travel to a space station. With AK-47, something 47 or whatever it was. I forget the name. Why am I forgetting the name right now? I've known it so much and I'm forgetting it. I hate my memory. Anyway.
It's
XK72. Thank you. XK72. See, I suck. Anyway, so they're on the way to the station, and eventually, when they get close to what they see as the problems, Zen goes offline and won't help them. So Avon's got to find a way to bypass Zen, and they're saying without Zen, we're in pretty big trouble. Well, making trouble worse, of course, is Callie. I love you, Callie, but wow.
Yeah, what's she doing there?
She was being Callie. They've kind of changed her character a little bit. Dan sweet talks. He seems like he's back to his old nice self. Sweet talks Callie into releasing him from the restraints bed thingy, and he turns sicko evil bastard on her and tries to kill her. And then goes and tries to kill Avon in the computer system. Basically, Avon is telling Blake, without the computers, once you try to use anything, everything goes out of balance. And he tells Blake, look, we got to go back. This is not going to work. And Blake says, and Jenna says, no, we're committed. We're going, and we can't save Gan. Gan will die if we don't get him this help. But Avon's saying we're all going to die if we don't. I mean, we can't do this because without Zen, we're in trouble. And so Blake's obstinate self basically tells, well, yeah, go get the computers, go put them back online yourself. And Avon agrees to it, but he's not happy. He's pissed off about it, but he goes to do it. And then later, when Gan has gotten free, he goes and attacks Avon in the computer room. But Avon is able to get the computers back online. However, we see these forces in this thing that the ship is going to fly into. And Avon basically says the forces in that sign thing won't simply destroy us; they'll annihilate us. And then it's one of my favorite. Did you clip the line I'm thinking of?
I'm clipping now, but the intelligence line?
No, sort of. One of my favorite exchanges between Blake and Avon. Should I say it, or are you just going to show it?
Well, no, say it because I haven't clipped any. I'm clipping as we speak.
Before we do that, since you guys are going back and forth, I'm going to interrupt, even though it's rude. I beg your pardon, because guess who just walks through the door? Pew 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 pew.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter. Station was called SK-72, I think. Yeah, that was Adrian. That's what it is. Yeah, that was city memory. So, you want me to let you clip it, or do you want me to say it?
Well, say it, then I'll clip it.
Okay.
I'm going through an order. Yeah, I'm behind tonight. Last minute mark. Yep.
That's fine. Because see, I love the way you what you do here with the slideshow. But if I waited for that, I could wait. I could like this. I probably should just try to tie myself with what you got here.
Well, I'm not too happy about you calling yourself last minute Mark. So don't ever do that ever again. I'll shin kick you. I might even rover you. So if you don't want to wake up on a beach somewhere, don't say that, because you volunteer your time for nonprofit organizations, for your community, for your family. You're always available to everyone, doing everything for everyone.
Oh,
so
thank you. Yeah.
I forbid you to talk like that. You are not last minute Mark.
Well, thank you. But that's what I'm kind of known as, because I'm doing too many things at once. But I appreciate that. But I did get reelected.
Want to go in the agony?
One of my volunteer.
Do you want to go in the agony booth?
No,
I will put you in the agony.
Well, if it's with you, it wouldn't be so bad in Clobby. That's okay, but no, not by myself.
I mean, I almost feel like I would like stop and go at the speed you've got this, but we would be,
we end up talking about the episode about 40 minutes usually each night, give or take.
This would add a lot more to it though if I did that.
Yeah.
So that's why I bypass it. I don't mean to, but people can watch the episode for themselves anyway.
Yeah. It's just kind of have something in the background going where they can kind of see what's happening in the episode. Point,
they were talking about. I like when they asked Avon though. I'll go back to track a little bit. They were talking about places to bring Gan for help, and I like how they asked Avon. How do you know all this is information? It was information I thought might be useful to me. And as what Villa says, a bolt hole somewhere the run if things get too hot around here. Said it had occurred to me. Why haven't you told us about it? Even Blake says, well, presumably if he goes there with us, he'll be identified. So this is works in later. Villa says, say goodbye to one bolt hole. And that, of course, plays in later. Larry, thank you for gifting memberships.
Building the community. Look at this.
Gifting 5 memberships. Larry, thank you, buddy.
If you want to be a member here, Larry just bought you a membership. So, please feel free to avail yourselves of those memberships at the top of the chat. And if you do not know how to do that, please go ahead and ask Larry, and he'll give you a hand.
Thank you so much, buddy. Can't believe going at gangster for better judgment. Whoa, good one.
That is the professor of pun, Scuba Pete.
Well done, Scuba. So anyway, Avon basically knows this information about SK-72, just because he studies. He's always looking for a way out. He's always looking. He's a very practical person. So anyway, that's how he has the info on it. Now, much later, when hey, Michael Beacom.
Hey,
good to see you, my friend. Hope you and Cassandra hope Cassandra is feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, I hope you're both feeling better. How's the knee, honey? And how is Cassandra doing?
Yep, he had a wrist problem, right?
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, major inflammation, and then he wrenched his knee.
Oh my goodness!
Just
Yucky.
wrench here. Don't wrench your knee, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
only wrench in the chat.
I'd have to give him a wrench, wouldn't I? Maybe I'll give him one.
Please continue, boss.
No, I was gonna say, yep. So basically, jumping back ahead to after Gan gets loose, thanks to Callie. It was very, everybody makes mistakes. She loved him and trusted him, and she was a fool.
Well, he's a big teddy bear, right? I mean,
He's a
Raquel,
big
you would have
teddy
done
bear.
the same thing, right? You would have let him go.
No, I wouldn't have let him go.
Why not?
Just
He didn't-
because he wasn't in his right mind. And
He sounded like in his right mind for a few minutes there, though.
I know, but as much as I love him, I mean, basically the first time I watched Blake 7, he was my favorite character. But yeah, when we get to my notes, when I talk about this, I just find the whole thing that is done to him so horrifying. It just shows what a great writer Terry Nation is. Anyway, go ahead, boss.
So we get to, want to just go ahead and tell you my favorite exchange?
Well, no, because what if it's mine?
I don't know. We'll have to live with it.
He's the captain.
He didn't clip it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm clipping now. So I'm clipping now.
It's everybody's favorite. This episode is so. Avon basically, they think they're probably not going to get through this turbulence or this problem, but it's spatial. But if they do, and Avon says, in the unlikely event that we survive this, I'm finished, Blake. Staying with you requires a level of stupidity I no longer feel myself capable. And Avon's response is, Blake's response is worthy of Avon. Now you're just being modest. It's one of the classics. It's on a level with, does it contain any intelligent life? Does the Liberator? It's right there with that one. It's that good. Which is always great because, Blake was no pushover. Blake could push back. He was good with the comebacks. Nobody was better than Avon, but
Yeah, but this whole episode is filled with them. But however, you did not pick my favorite. I'm shocked. And I would like to welcome Melted Copper.
Melted Copper says, so Clobbering Time has nothing to do with Ben Grimm, the Thing. Well, I would like to think we do.
Oh my goodness, yes, we do.
Well, the Thing's my favorite character, but Clobbering Time, it's put it to you like this, Melted. I have 4 different shows that I do throughout the week. My Monday night show is all about comics. My Wednesday night show is wide open, so it's comics and geeks and other stuff. And tonight's Thursday night. It's the Clubhouse. We talk about other things we love, like Star Trek, Blake 7, Doctor Who, and Star Wars and and comics. We're going to review a Star Trek comic book later. Now, Saturday nights, we talk all about Star Trek. We review Star Trek. But it's a very essence is, my favorite character is the Thing, the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing. And so, yeah. So we're very much about the clobbering times here. So thanks
Just
for
not
asking, by the
tonight.
way. Yeah.
Well, we always mention comics. though.
Yes, the thing is the patron thing. But I have all kind of other geek loves myself. But Ben J. Grimm, the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing, is my all-time favorite character. And we cover, like, for example, every August, since you're new to the channel, is Jack Kirby month. We cover all things Jack Kirby and the Thing's creator. So he's the best. He's my favorite. But I do love other characters as well. So, but thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Just wanted to let you know that. It's a good question. It's actually a very fair question. So, all right, where were we? Okay, so anyway, we finally get through the for lack of a better term, the spatial disturbance that Zen was warned would be certain destruction. And it turned out that the Liberator was able to survive it. And they make it to the XK-72 space station. And basically, the station's pretty much, what do you guys want? Avon kind of makes a deal with them to bring a neurosurgeon. Good thing they had one. Played by, of course, the great Julian Glover. Let me tell you, we got to stop and talk about Julian Glover because he deserves to be talked about. This man, when you play a baddie in no less than the classic Avengers TV show, Doctor Who at least 3 times, Blake 7, The Empire Strikes Back, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and that's the tip of the iceberg. You are a big time Clobbering Times Hall of Famer here. Well, melted copper. I know, and I know that you were correct when you say that, and thank you for pointing that out, Jack Kirby. But when he did that, he wasn't when Jack Kirby worked as an animator for Popeye. His name wasn't even Jack Kirby yet. He was Jakob Kurtzberg. So yeah. Yes, Ravenscroft. He did. He worked in animation. He had a few different names that he used before he adopted the name Jack Kirby. But he was born Jakob Kurtzberg. So anyway, where were we? Okay, so we make it to XK 72. The great Julian Glover. Oh, I forgot he was in a Bond film. You're for your eyes only. Thank you, Larry. I'm an imbecile for forgetting that. I hate me. I'm so mad at myself for forgetting that. He also played a James Bond villain. RRTNZ.
RRTNZ.
What's up, buddy? Wow, I can't believe I forgot for your eye bags oldie. Thank you, Larry. God, I'm so mad at myself. So he played a Bond. Okay, now I'm going to go back and start over. He was on a lot of great TV shows. He played Doctor Who villains three times, really. Let's see. Blake 7, Baddie. The Empire Strikes Back, General Viers. James Bond film for your eye bags oldie. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I love Julian Glover, needless to say. And he's still kicking, by the way. He's still out there with us. And he's great in this episode. So his name is Professor Kane. He comes over to operate on GAN. He turns out that they have to lie to these people to tell them they're an experimental ship out from the Federation. Kane is impressed. XK-72 is a neutral, by the way. They cherish their neutrality. One of the many faces of neutrality, says Avon. Anyway, he wants to know. He asks Callie why this man has a limiter in his head. Turns out he's kind of he's not in the Federation, but he's a sympathizer, and he really recognizes, even though they're lying about who they are, that this is Blake and his crew. And he's always heard all about Blake. He's decided to sell Blake out. His Dr. Raynor is actually pretty amiable, nice guy. Assistant is against him doing that, but he argues with him, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's happy to see pretty girl. All he cares about is the pretty girls, Jenna and Callie, pretty girls on the ship. Question: has Julian Glover ever not played a villain? Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that one. I think so. Oh, he was also on the show called QED with Sam Waterston he played a villain, the main villain on that, sort of like the Masters like a sort of a Moriarty type. And that was a show about a scientist, and man, which was it was short-lived. A cool show called QED with Sam Waterston, and he was the bad guy, Kelkus. I forgot all about that. So Julian Glover's always the damn bad guy. Anyway.
I do have that clip for you now. So
go for it.
In the unlikely event that we survive this,
Yes.
I'm finished. Staying with you requires a degree of stupidity of which I no longer feel capable.
No, you're just being modest.
That was a great comeback. Yep. And I also have
classic. How can anyone like any comeback better than that? But I do have another. I think I know which one Raquel likes now, because it is pretty good. But we're gonna let her have that one.
Yeah. And then here's this one. This one's a little bit early in the episode.
They don't like humanoids in general, and in particular Homo sapiens.
That puts their intelligence beyond doubt.
Right.
Number one, I think I figured out your favorite.
You know which one?
Yep.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you know I'm going to pick the most cerebral.
It has to do. Well, I'd be wrong then, but I think
very philosophical.
It has to do with hens.
No.
Ooh, I thought that was your favorite.
Should I just spill the beans?
You can, yeah.
Okay. In my notes, look, this whole episode is filled with the most satisfying banter, and dialogue is the dialogue on this show is just second to none. It's just beautiful. But why should I find nothing terrifying? Villa says that.
Good one.
that is just a mind-blowingly gorgeous quote that that you need to rewind and think about again, because finding nothing terrifying in the context in which Villa says it's
In
really
the black hole, yeah.
contemplating your own existence, or the fact that, do you even exist? Will you cease to exist? What is the nature of our universe? And so it not only speaks to this powerlessness, but also the unknown of space, and not even existing. So I just love that he says that, why should I find nothing terrifying? It's such a great line.
That is a good one.
There was that is a great to think about. There was actually a hidden feature on the DVD. They found a couple of clips too. So let's play.
Oh yeah, play one.
Good. That's much better. Yes, there it is. There's the limiter implant. You can see it quite clearly.
I'm trying to thread a needle with a sledgehammer. What am I supposed to do? I can't remember.
Nice. Spock's brain. How dare you? Oh, look, Scuba Pizza just got my box set of Blake 7.
Oh,
nice.
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 Brain. What is brain?
Adrian James says, if there was a American remake of Blake 7, who would be Blake? I don't even like to think. I don't like to think about it.
Please no.
No. Please God, no. Please God, no.
They tried to do that with Red Dwarf. Yeah.
Never happened. I won't let it happen. Let me tell you something, Adrian. I'm serious about this. I won't let that happen. If I have to take a hostage, whatever it takes, I'll stop it.
He's kidding.
I might be kidding.
So he's definitely kidding. But we will protest.
Oh, I won't let it happen. Anyway, so where are we at? Okay, so Professor Kane is stalling the operation on Gan because he's called Federation ships, and they're on their way. They're a few hours away at that point, and eventually they start saying it sure is taking a long time for him to operate. And eventually, some pretty good deduction on the part of Villa. Starts thinking, it's a problem with the geniuses. You never know what they're up to. So he goes, and he it breaks into the where the operation room, and he tells Kane to get on with the operation. And because Avon's already found out that they've been sold out to the Federation, right? And so Villa says, basically says, holds the gun and says, I was surprised Blake didn't come himself. And he goes, Blake doesn't know anything about it. He's not prepared to kill you. He probably, he goes, oh, but you are. And then Avon says, if he isn't, I am. He sold us out to the Federation. And so the next shot, of course, we see that the ships are on their way and all this kind of stuff. 3 Federation pursuit ships. And Avon basically, Blake forces, he says, I'm sorry, excuse me. Kane tells him you can't move the ship. Slightest vibrations, anything will cause this man's death while inside his head. Even his assistant confirms it. So they tell Blake they can't move the ship. Anyway, next shot during the operation, Avon says, how long can you go before you complete? He says, 40 minutes. He says, do it in 20. Yes, or you'll kill me. Oh, no. In 25 minutes, I'm sending you back to your ship because your threats don't bother me in the least, That would be a good with a clip. In 20 minutes, he goes, I shall destroy your hands. He thought he was threatening to kill him. And of course, this is a surgeon who was not very happy about that threat. So that threat really cut some ice with Julian Glover. They send him back to the station. He's a nut. So he beats the station administrator, who's not happy with what he did, beats him with a telephone. But as the Liberator takes off, one of the plasma bolts fired at the Liberator. They were able to dodge it, but Sadly, it blows up Space Station XK-72. And then Avon quotes Villa saying, "Say goodbye to one boat hole." Blake says, "That isn't funny, Avon. It wasn't meant to be."
Yeah.
Then, of course, they had the big laughy ending and everything, and that's pretty much your episode. I'm sorry I prematurely told it before you end up with all your clips there.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, yeah.
And it was a crappy synopsis anyway, but what the hell?
No, it wasn't. It was perfect.
It's better than, we could have just read it from Wikipedia. What would the fun that be? Should we start doing that, by the way? Number one, you think I should start reading it off like the Blake 7 wiki or what?
No, I think people like it when it's coming straight from you. And I like how sometimes you stop and you're like, what did you guys think of that? I think people enjoy it much better when you're just doing it off the cuff the way you do, especially because like there is no bigger fan of Blake 7 alive today than you. And I would prefer it if it was just you off the cuff. And I know I'm speaking for everyone in the chat when I say that.
Oh, well, they're too kind. Adrian?
They don't want you reading crap that some nincompoop or a gaggle of nincompoops wrote on IMDb. They want to hear it from the boss.
Well, I'll try to work on doing it better then.
No, you do a beautiful job. We love you.
Well, thank you. Adrian says Babylon 5 and Star Trek Voyager have some influence on Blake 7. I believe that's the other way around. I think you meant because J. Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5, has spoken many times about how he was inspired by Blake 7. The Voyager people were, but JMS was.
You also have to look at the dates.
Yeah, I think you just accidentally got it. And you probably know.
Reversed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, probably. But so.
Oh, and here's Raquel's quote that she was looking for.
What you see on the screen is exactly what's there. Absolutely nothing. Why should I find nothing terrifying?
Now, are they going through a black hole there? I mean, they never call it a black hole.
Not really.
Gravitational
they call
distortion?
It's some type of anomaly. It's not a black hole, and I find that a little bit problematic. I wish they would have made it a black hole, and I'll probably get to that when I talk about my notes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ravenscroft. You're too kind. Melted Copper says, humans' feelings and opinions gross. Can't he read it and preferably monotoned like this? Yes. This episode was about them flying through space and they had this stuff. Good night, Penny.
Oh, Penny, good night,
Love
sweetheart. You. Sleep sweet, and thank you for making us a part of your nightly routine. What an honor and a pleasure that is. Thank you, sweet friend.
Have a wonderful night, Penny. Thank you so much. Good to see you, dear. So, all right. Number one, notes.
Okay, I don't have very many notes for this episode. I did write while I was watching it that the disgusting limiter implant malfunctions and causes Gan to behave violently. But Terry Nation handles this differently than you would see on another science fiction show. Instead of making it sort of let's turn Gan, who is Little John, and it was admitted that he's Little John from Robin Hood. Instead of turning him into, sort of like this, like a creature or like a Frankenstein or something to that effect, instead Terry Nation plays it off very sciencey. So we have a lot of futurism, a lot of discussion about medical technology, and of course this idea that one day we will be able to prevent all violence, prevent all bad feelings. And all you have to do is sign up to have a chip put in your brain. And so it's quite disgusting. It's almost like talking about capital punishment, because you think to yourself, was Gan ever guilty in the first place? And yet here we have this idea, this utopian idea that an implant would stop someone from committing any crimes. So this is a tough topic to take on, and Terry Nation takes it on like a champ. He doesn't act like a coward about it, because here we have Little John, this gentle giant, this incredibly sweet person who you just want to hug and kiss and cuddle. He's such a sweet man, and here he is, and he can't even control himself, and it's not his fault. an implant that should have never been used in the first place, I put in my notes, and it's feeding scrambled messages to his brain and will eventually kill him. Once again, as a communications and technology scholar and as a science fiction author, I see this as some really scathing commentary on medical technology, the advancement of medical technology, and the downside, the warning side of futurism that involves this idea of utopian visions of a total lack of violence. If you like this kind of thing, you probably like my writing, because I also write about these sorts of things, where I just want the public to be aware of how some things that we see as innocuous, or some things that we see as the beginnings of a utopia, can quickly turn into something that can be quite terrifying. So this is wonderful commentary from Terry Nation, and I just love it. Once again, this show is just chock full of the best dialogue. Dialogue is notoriously difficult to write because it has to be believable. And here we have Villa asking, honestly, in his intonation is just great. His cadence is just great. Why should I find nothing terrifying? What a profoundly complex thing to ask. Zen demonstrates absolute refusal to operate. Once again, we have this idea of technology thinking that it knows best for us. And once again, this is a very cerebral take, and this is beautiful science fiction. Once again, some gorgeous science fiction. I wrote in my notes, Callie screws up big time. I've never understood why she lets Gan go, especially because Gan could have hurt himself. But I understand why Terry did it, because Terry wanted us to see Callie as somebody who's loving and compassionate and unsure of what's happening with this implant. I'm totally horrified this time around when Avon says that he'll leave the crew. The first time that I watched Blake 7 a year or two ago, I was totally like Team Blake. I was not Team Avon. And what's insane to me is that this, on the second watch, I'm Team Avon all the way. And I'm so sad. Like, the first time that he said that he was going to leave the crew, I wasn't upset. But now that I'm rewatching all of Blake 7 again, I'm like, what? And scary things happen on this show. And so you can never take for granted that Terry Nation won't get rid of a character. You just can't take that for granted. And so, yeah, it's just a very scary thing for Avon to say that he'll leave the crew. And his parting words are biting, and his dialogue is terrific. And I really like, once again, that Terry Nation uses breakdown as this time to talk about technology and whether or not it should be thinking and doing for us, especially in the way of medical technology. So I wrote in my notes, the hubris of one physician causes the death of a whole station. So here we have this doctor ultimately playing God. Narcissists are attracted to becoming physicians. Lots of reams and reams and reams of scholarly study has been dedicated to this subject matter. So him playing God and assuming that he should interfere and winds up getting everyone killed. It's just awful. I am always troubled by a hull that buckles and then repairs itself. It would have been much better if this, anomaly in space would have been a black hole, as it is my understanding, although I am not an astrophysicist. I only study communications and technology, linguistics, language, and sociology. I'm no expert where astrophysics are concerned, but I seem to think or assume that the black hole would allow for the physics of time. And so if we had this distortion as a mere appearance or a type of psychosis as they near the black hole, like we have in the first black hole movie, hat tip to Skibby Pete for sending me that. then we have a greater understanding of why the hull suddenly repaired itself. So it's one area that is problematic, that I don't like, and I just wish that they could have solved it by making it a black hole. But you know what? I don't even really know what we knew about black holes at that time. So maybe this was a take on it. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't reading Stephen Hawking in 1978. Were you? So, but yeah, I just wish it would have been some sort of anomaly that was creating a psychosis or them imagining that the hull is buckling in sort of space and time or whatever, and that the hull didn't actually buckle, because it shouldn't be able to, spontaneously repair itself. And so that's all I have to say about Breakdown. Just marvelous science fiction, and I love it. And that's it.
Excellent. Mark?
Sure, yep. So let me get one more clip loaded up here. Because, one thing that's consistent with the show is...
lemon pie, by the way.
Lemon pie.
Hey, lemon pie is how consistently good the dialogue is. And, of course, I've only watched it once, and now this is the second time going through. But to make the slideshow, I watch it. Then I watch it at the watch party, and then we talk about it again. So you really analyze the episodes versus, just kind of casually watching it. But it always...
Right.
There's a little bit of difference there, but there's always some great dialogue. And Villa, is just the comic relief, but he's also got some great insightful lines too as well. So it's like on the bridge, he's like, "Isn't anyone going to ask me?"
Fiona.
Hey, Fiona.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, Villa's like, "Don't I get asked?" It's like we're gonna make all these, but the crew still respects him though. But he's kind of there as he's. I guess is he supposed to be us? As if we're a member of the crew, or just the common person, kind of on the ship. I don't know how to exactly describe his role, but he's there, and he provides some really insightful lines. And of course, here's that last clip of the bolt hole.
Say goodbye to one bolt hole.
It's not funny, Aiden.
It wasn't meant to be.
So that's where they don't have a ton of money to spend on special effects, which we've mentioned here. But I thought
no fire.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. No fire in space.
Yep. So they do a lot of things right, but they have no.
Mars Monkey Max is here. Hey, Mars.
Hey, Mars Monkey Max.
But they have zero budget, but they still, even the space battle or the space, going through that quote unquote black hole or gravity disturbance, it's pretty well done. I think that's probably some of the better special effects with the ship at this point. And you're not here for the the glitzy special effects. You're here for the characters and the suspense and the drama.
Yeah, cerebral show. It's not a pew pew.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, did I play this? Did I play this clip? Let's see here.
Well, presumably Zen will come back to us when we're out of danger.
Sounds like a good idea. Any chance of joining him?
Yeah, another classic Villa, classic Villa line. Great. And it's a quick quip there too. And sometimes it's not acknowledged, but that's what I'd be thinking, right? Like, where we go? Of course, if your buddy, is on an operating bed, then you're going to be, do everything you can to, to save him. But he's always really quick with the comebacks too. And I have the wiki up, so I've got a couple of quick show notes from the wiki.
Before you do that, awesome job. I just address this one thing quickly before we get too far away from this topic?
Sure.
Everyone, Fiona, Princess Fiona, is not only a fine Irish woman, but she has a master's in physics. And I believe it's a master's in physics. And she says space-time is warped, so matter in it could be distorted and then repaired. So I was right. I love you, Fee. Thank you. And then she says, however, tidal forces would rip any ship apart that close to a gravitational force that strong. Oh, okay. All right. So this is amazing insight. So as you got closer to it, there would be distortions and that it would be repaired because yeah, I don't know. When I think about physics, when I think about something physical, anyway, it's just crazy to imagine. Yeah, anyway, it just blows my mind when I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I need a piece of paper and a pencil to wrap my head around this. But thank you so much for chiming in, Princess Fiona.
Yeah.
Fiona, can I please ask you,
Thanks, Fiona.
as a specialist in physics, what did you think of the fact that the hull buckled? Is my idea of a black hole or some type of spatial anomaly that would cause some type of, I don't know, like psychosis where they would think it was bending or time stretching or something like that? Doesn't that make much more sense than to have the hull actually buckle and then just suddenly repair itself? I mean, Zen actually announces right afterwards that all ship systems are in perfect working order, and yet we were clearly shown that the hull was buckling in on itself. So, can I please ask you, with your education and background in physics, what you think of that? I would love to know just for myself. Thank you. Sorry about that, Mark. Just
Well,
super
that's okay. Yeah,
important to
well,
me.
and of course, unless you're on the Cygnus, then you would be perfectly safe near the black hole. But I don't think we've seen that movie, Raquel.
Which one? The
That's the
black hole?
Disney.
Yes, the
And
black hole. I've seen the black hole.
oh, that's right. You have seen the black hole.
I
Yep, yep.
love the black hole.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So the
was sent to
Cygnus.
me by
Yeah.
was sent to me by Scuba Pete.
Awesome. Yep.
That's an American show that I would have never have been able to have access
Really?
to, and an American film, and I didn't even know Disney
Yeah.
made it. But
Oh yeah, I saw that at the theater in '79.
yeah, what's Fee saying? Literally, the tide at your feet would be so much stronger than at your head. It would rip everything apart laterally.
Mm,
Oh,
there you go.
okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
So
yeah,
so here's the
that's my only thing that I find problematic about this episode.
yeah, and the Liberator also has a self-repair mode too, where
Mr.
it
Angel.
self-repairs, so that's much more advanced than anything the Federation has. But
Yeah. Hey,
that's
Chef.
probably how they get around. That's how they probably get around it.
Mr. Angel's
Hey,
here.
Mr. Angel.
Hey, Chef. Oh, Fee
Hmm.
has another comment. I just viewed the whirlpool like it was a black hole. It was much more. I was much more bothered by the fact that in the show and in many space shows, they just didn't go around it. There's no law. You have to go straight. Yeah, Fee, that is
That's a
something.
Voyager rule, though. You have to go straight through
I
the
hate
space.
that
You can't
because
go
it's like
around.
you can go up, you can go down, you can go diagonally forward, you can go diagonally backward, you can go down. Like you're not. What is it that I always say on Saturday night Star Trek? You're not on Route 66 where you're not in the
Its
desert.
strategy
where there's only one
indicates
road.
two-dimensional thinking.
Yes, exactly. Bad strategy. So I just want to thank you, Fee. It's so good to see you, and thank you for your input. So I'm right in thinking that that's problematic. But other than that, Fee, I absolutely love the very cerebral discussion and applied discussion about futurism and, of course, medical technology and medical hubris. So, yeah, cool stuff. But except for the ship being crushed and then being okay immediately afterwards. So anyways, I've interrupted enough. I just love the science part of this, and I love having a physicist here. So I'm going to throw it back to Mark. Sorry about that,
Okay,
Mark.
no, that's all fun. Great stuff. Yep. And I'm going to try to stay away from black holes.
Yes, please
Important
do.
safety tip. Yep. So the working title of this story was Brainstorm. I'm reading from the Blake 7 wiki, a couple of their show notes. So they said this episode was a heavily rewritten version of an earlier script called The Invaders. The first half was largely unchanged, but the original script had the Liberator traveling through a fluid cloud similar to the one later seen in Terminal, and a life form that only Gan can see coming aboard the ship. The life form ended up taking on Gan's form, and Blake and Gan teamed up to force it into the teleport chamber and teleport it off the ship. The visit to the station formed a much smaller part of the narrative, with the staff merely performing the operation and giving the Liberator time to get away before informing the Federation. Christian Roberts was considered to play Blake as an actor. Douglas Camfield, who previously directed Duel, was asked to direct this episode. He declined as he was busy with other TV work. Julian Glover is married to Isola Blair, who played Cinefar in Duel. Julian Glover had previously appeared opposite Gareth Thomas in Quatermass in the Pit, which you mentioned, and later appeared opposite Paul Darrow in Dombey and Son. 8.8 million people watched this episode. So wow, if you had a show with 8.8 million, you know, back then, I mean, it's okay ratings, but today, wow, that would be great. Yep. Let's see, production errors. When Avon teleports to XK72, he's shown to take only one bracelet and then sends the surgical assistant back to the Liberator, which would only require Avon to have given him his bracelet. However, later, when Avon learns of the Federation pursuit ships on their way, he has a bracelet with him. Well, he had one in his pocket. Come on, guys.
San Lee, by the way. Hello there. Welcome.
Hail.
Evening, San Lee. Nice to see you.
The crew considers taking Gan to Kinesos, Oberon, Cassiona, and Epinol for treatment of his limiter. Those are the planets they name. Yep. Gan's limiter was established in Time Squad. And let's see, this episode aired. What was the air date of this episode? I always like to get broadcast on March 6th, 1978. So not that long ago, right? But yeah, really, what I liked about this episode too was it's a simple concept with Gan. You know, the limiter goes bad in his head, right? So his marbles are scrambled. But everyone loves Gan. He's the big, you know, the big teddy bear. He's the Chewbacca of the series. You know, the gentle giant. And but then they get into the politics and the machinations, and you learn more about Avon's character, and got Avon's, you know, maybe not going to come back to the Liberator. You know, it's only the 10th episode, so you think, you know, and Avon's out for himself,
right?
And so it's really a great, you know, and you get a lot of insight, even though it's basically a simple episode on, you know, you could summarize in a few sentences, right, in terms of what's actually happening. But there's such fantastic character development, and the quotes and the lines and the banter, and you know, Avon suffers no fools either too. So he knows he's been betrayed by these guys. So he's not having any part of it either.
Don Ranger Power, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Don
Power Ranger.
And we did have a couple of extra hidden mashups that we found. Yeah, hidden clips.
Oh, the Ganya, the nerves, there are a million of them. What am I supposed to do?
Good.
One more here.
Yes, it's in the sub 4 section, all right.
Of course. A child could do it.
You know, Spock's brain is not that bad.
Garbage.
Look at that beautiful resolution. Like, how did you get it such high res?
Well, that's from my Blu-ray copy. Yep.
Oh my God, the res on that is like, look at DeForest Kelly's face.
You want me to play it again?
He's very smoochable there.
First of all, down to real business. Anybody who has any reviews or things to say about this episode, now's the time.
Oh, I got to give I have to give my rating.
That's my second thing I was going to ask.
Okay.
Number one, what is your rating of Breakdown?
Breakdown is some amazing commentary by Terry Nation on medical hubris, futurism, and medical technology. The banter is amazing, dialogue very well wrought. Like, this is such a great episode. Obviously, Terry Nation is a fantastic science fiction author. However, I had to deduct one Avon out of my score because I felt unsatisfied at the detail in which we were shown the destruction of the Liberator, and then it was immediately A-okay. I didn't like that. I would have liked it explained in a different way. So I had to deduct one Avon. So I'm giving it 6 Avons out of 7 Blakes. 6 Avons out of 7 Blakes, only deducting 1 point. and I have to say this because as the first officer on Saturday Night Star Trek, I would call this on Voyager as well. But the difference is that on Voyager, the writing is complete and utter shite at least 98% of the time. Here, Terry Nation has a beautiful episode otherwise that is engaging. It is brilliant. The dialogue's awesome. It's such a good episode. So 6 Avons out of 7 Blakes.
All righty.
High rating.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm toying between a 6 and a 7. I mean, I just love this. I go with the 7. What the heck? It was an enjoyable episode, and you learn so much about the crew. You keep learning things. So, and I thought the space sequences were very well done. The ship part didn't bother me as much. I just kind of assumed the Liberator is just so damn advanced that it can fix itself, and they did a great job on a limited budget. Even that, those clips we were looking at, with the medical bay there, it's just so well done on a limited budget. It's believable. I mean, maybe some youngins or certain people, I shouldn't even say youngins, but some people maybe think it's hokey effects. But once you get into the series, you get to know that bridge, you get to know the ship, and it's very well filmed. And so I'm going to go with the 7. And this is for Raquel, just because she misses McCoy.
Yes, it's in the sub 4 section, all right.
Of course. A child could do it.
What's your Spock's brain crap?
I don't mind Spock's brain that much anymore.
I mind it.
Oh, there. You do mind it? No.
I hate it, but I'm
those two men
I don't know
get
why you
hotter the older I get. Do you know what I mean?
why
Like,
you thought
pretty
of it,
soon they're going to be the hottest men on the planet. Those three, Spock, McCoy, and Kirk.
Yeah.
They're going to eventually they will become the hottest men that ever lived, according to me. And it happens, and I get closer and closer to it every year.
I think alternative factor is worse, but anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that, but this is another. It's just we're doing Blake 7, not Star Trek, but okay.
Well, I'm just trying to do fun mashups.
I know, but it's like, I know, and I loved it, by the way. I was just giving you trouble because it was. I mean, you can't put Spock's brain on and not get picked on. That's just not going to happen.
This is true. Yeah,
You're going to get picked on if you put Spock's brain anywhere near.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest.
Yes.
All right. Okay. As you all know, I rank I have all 52 of the episodes of Blake 7 ranked and rated. This episode breakdown, of course, written by Terry Nation, directed by Vera Lorimer. I have, of course, I gave it a 6.5, which is out of 7. I love it. It's arguably closer to the 7 range. But again, with 52 episodes, I couldn't give everything a 7. So, I have it ranked, however, at number 21 out of the 52. So it's pretty highly ranked. 21. I think that's pretty high, don't you?
So 6.5 and a 21.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically 6.5 to 7, and it's number 21, right? You don't get to the actually solid 7 and above until actually 20. 20 on up, or 20 on, 20 on up to the top is where you get the 7 and above. 7 and then with some pluses, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So out of 52 episodes, I mean, man, that's pretty good. 21.
But just shows you how many really good episodes of the show are. Because if you're rating this number 21, to do like a Voyager scale,
right?
When you have a 7 Voyager, it's in the top 5 probably of all the episodes. Yeah.
I'll put it to you like this, just without telling the episode. My number 52, which is the lowest ranked episode possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rating on that one is from the scale of 1 to 7 or 0 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
0 to 7, it's a 1.
It's a 1.
My lowest episode's a 1. So
okay, that's pretty bad.
So I don't even have a 0.
But you do have a 1.
That's pretty good to not have a 0. But I have a couple of 1s.
Yeah.
And then it gets to like the 1.5s, and then the 2s, and the 2. So there's only like a handful of 1.5 on down.
I have to respond to Ravenscroft.
Yes. Are you talking about the lights of Zatar again?
I had to respond to Ravenscroft.
That scared me so much as a kid, that sound effect. Oh my God, that was scary.
See?
That's so
cool. All right. You know who to blame, though. You wouldn't have had that scary memory if you hadn't brought up Spock's brain.
Right. So
crappy Trek episodes.
And that was written by Sherry Lewis, Lamb Chop.
That's right. Well, nobody's perfect. Okay. So we had any reviews from our friends? Let's see what we got. Ravenscroft gives it a 7 out of 7. Okay. Lots of character work here. Avon in classic. Do I stay or do I go mode? Blake Avon and Villa all ready to do violence to help Gan. Poor Gan turned into a savage by the evil Federation. Many say Blake is fire and Avon is ice, but here Blake is icy. ISI, ISI, absolutely cold. I.e., I shall destroy your hands. I love that. That was a great job. And he got a good one. He got another good one on Avon too. So now he's just being modest. I mean, Avon. Blake got some shots on this. He ain't messing around. This is the crew I love and all their maddening complexity. I'm right there with the Ravenscroft. Love it. Thank you. Larry says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Avons. Am I counting those correctly? Because all we get is the word Avon on this side. Is that right? Number 1?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gives 6 Avons.
Okay, dokie. Thank you, Larry.
And if everyone is probably wondering what Larry put in the chat, that's binary. And translated, I believe that that binary that he put up is a question mark. That is, Anyway, Larry, I'm pretty sure it's a question mark.
Now we have another one from Ravenscroft says, Avon trying to leave, but not able to betray the crew. We see complex Federation citizens from compassionate to horrible. Nation in its prime here. Only pity so little for Callie and Jana. I never think they get shorted that much. I don't see a number 4. So did Ravenscroft have a 4?
I think I hit it, but I don't think it had the number on it.
Well, this one 3 is at 9:40 your time. 10,
yeah, but try this.
Okay. These two hate each other. Is really not watching carefully. It's quite the opposite. East who hate each other.
And that's all I have.
Was there another one? Possibly Ravenscroft. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Fiona says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Avon. So it gives it a 7, I guess. Thank you, Fiona. Mr. Angel says it's Blake. So what else am I going to vote? 11 out of 10 Avon. Thank you, Mr. Angel.
Larry says it's made up binary. Yeah, but whenever you're around Larry, I have my binary translator around. So I whenever you put something in binary, I always put it through the translator. And it came up as question mark.
Indeed. Fancy says, remember if Blake had broken one of the doctor's hands, can't do both, or he might become a wizard. Then he wouldn't have unalived the station director, and he could have lived a life of religious fulfillment for an additional minute at least. In 1978, 8 million was 1/7 of the UK population. 6 Avons of 7. With Avon, when Avon went back to the ship, I thought he was going to hit the treasure. I don't see a third one for Fanty either.
Well, Ravenscroft just put up 4 out of 4 and said, sorry, I can't post properly. Ravenscroft, yes, you can. It's annoying.
It's all right, Ravenscroft, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it, sweetheart. It's all right. And I'll wait for that other one from Fanty.
Yeah, Fanty was at 10:40 for his last one. So, All right, Ravenscroft. No, it's never a problem. We just appreciate you. Glad you're here. Classic exchange between Blake and Avon Ree. Do I have a choice? Avon, who argues those two hate each other, is really not watching carefully. It's quite the opposite. Yeah, I think so. Room and take some of the jewelry valuables he is sentimental of. Oh, Avon, yeah, going to that room, yeah. Now, I like the scene between, also that we didn't mention, between Callie and Blake when she says, why are you angry with Avon? He says, I'm not. Will you try to convince him to stay with us or whatever? She goes, not. Will you do anything to convince him? Not at all. He wants to stay with us. He has to choose himself. You'll do nothing to convince him. Nothing at all. So they're both stubborn. And There's a line that we'll see in an episode, since it's not spoilery, since it's just a line. Or there's a great exchange when they're at Avon and Blake. Avon says something testy about Blake, and Villa says to Jenna, "What's eating him now?" Says, "Do you have to ask?" He goes, says Villa, "if it ever comes down to a showdown between Avon and Blake, my money's on Blake." And he goes, "Half of it. I'll put the other half on Avon." So yeah,
it's a great line.
Complicated.
It's a great line.
All righty then. And no, I'm not going to say the episode, so it won't be a spoiler. That I'm not going to mention the episodes.
Don't give them any hints, boss.
No, they'll know. Some of them will know. Max would know. Some of my friends here would probably know. And it's very close to us too. So next week will be Bounty. Would that be right? The Deliverance, the Norak?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
Oh, that's definitely the last 3 in order. It's got to be. I'm not, because there are 13 episodes per season. So next week, folks, again, you can check. Let me sure. I'll check if you want to check. Mark, do you have it? Or
yeah, let's say I do.
Bounty, Deliverance, and Norak should be the next 3. That'll be the end of the season. What we're going to do is after that, we're going to do it. We're going to do an episode where we're just all going to look back and review season 1. How's that sound? Before we start season 2.
Oh, that sounds really good.
We'll break down, so to speak, season 1.
Not the Tom Petty song. Sorry, but
no,
not in my science fiction, Fiona. And if you really want to read, if you want to escape into some episodic science fiction that's not telling you what to think and what to feel, something that's more Socratic and gets you involved in the Socratic dialectic, go in and grab one of my stories. I think you would really enjoy them.
Deediousness. So next week episode next week should be Breakdown, folks. I mean number 11.
Yes.
Yep. Bounty.
I mean Bounty.
Bounty.
Bounty. The quicker
Bounty,
Deliverance. The quicker picker upper.
Deliverance than Orac. What is? I mean, see, I hate my memory. I'm garbage. I'm filthy trash from hell.
No, you're not.
I deserve the burn of the everlasting flames of damnation.
No, what?
Okay, if that may seem a little extreme to some people, but it's just how I really feel about it, folks. Actually, I need water bad. I need me some water. I have to go get me some water in a minute. Red Scott said, just a little personal trivia. When I am tired and need to concentrate, I try to name all the BM some episodes in order. Usually can. I do that. Oh, you're kidding. I'm not the only one that does that? Oh, my God. Ravenscroft, I do that often. I can do it right now, probably. And it's bad. But then I always end up fumbling 1 or 2 and get mad at myself. But I usually can do it. Yeah.
Geeks. I tell you, man. Geeks.
I think I can do it with Trek, too. But it's longer. It takes longer, obviously.
Geeks.
But, yeah. I can do it with Doctor Who. I know it's ridiculous. But I thought I was the only one ever that does that with Blake 7. And sometimes I'll sit around and I'll embarrass myself inside my own stupid head. Because I'll start naming the episodes inside my head, in order. Wow. I like to hear that, though. I bet Max can do it.
Yeah.
You'd both be really good at chess.
Nah, I'd be terrible at chess. I am terrible at everything.
Like if you do that with a tick, it's easier because it's always the tick versus.
Oh, that's true.
Chuck.
Yeah. Which is like
Chuck was always Chuck versus or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Every episode of it's weird. Every episode of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is this affair or that affair. Every episode of Wild Wild West is Night of the something or other.
Okay.
So, yeah. Weird, wild stuff. So, let's get this up the screen and progress, shall we, to our next.
Yep. Oh, the one thing I wanted to mention about that episode, the other thing that kind of bugged me was when Gan is pulling up all the computer links and then I guess he didn't get the links, but he's pulling all those cables out. I just remembered that.
Trying to destroy Chai, but it's luckily.
But I guess he missed them. Yeah, but that was the only thing that was.
Still written so well that it must be forgiven.
Oh yeah, they could have just had a line should have had a line like, "Oh, you missed thank God you didn't, hit those cables or whatever." But yeah,
it's just so funny that we have such a different reaction to something that's written brilliantly that overlooks a couple of small things.
Yeah, it's minor. Yeah.
And that's very different than our reaction to when the episode on Voyager sucks, and it's riddled with these same type of errors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dediousness. If you could handle it for a second, I got to get me some water. I've ran out.
Sure.
I'm dying.
You go get a drink of water.
Be right back, everybody.
Yep.
No vodka, just water. Just
Oliver Belamonte just walks through the door. Good evening, Oliver Belamonte. So folks, sit tight because we are about to get into Star Trek Untold Voyages. Mark's going to show us some stuff, probably because the guy basically lives in a museum. He's basically a museum curator. And the most wonderful thing happened to me this week. Dave, and you all know him as Dave C., the guy who I always yell, Dave! That guy, that's a sweetheart of a human being. And he very generously sent me some really, really expensive gifts through the mail. And I cannot believe how much he paid for shipping to get this stuff to me. And he sent me some really, really, really special items in the mail. And I just want to take this opportunity while Clobby's getting a drink of water to say thank you to him and to let you all know that I took photographs of everything that Dave sent me. And I'm going to be going through it and talking about it. And there is one item in particular that Dave got me that I cannot wait to learn about, because I'm pretty sure it's something, but I'm not sure how to classify it. And so I'm going to ask, obviously, the grand poobah of all of geekdom and comic book expert Clobby, our captain, as well as Mark, and they can both teach me a little bit about what I will show you later. So sit tight, because we have lots of cool stuff still to come.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have one more clip that I clipped that we didn't get to play. So why don't we play that while we're waiting for Clobbering Times?
A bolt hole, somewhere to run if things get too hot here.
The thought had crossed my mind.
And then the next clip goes together with it pretty well then.
Say goodbye to one bolt hole.
It's not funny, Aiden.
It wasn't meant to be.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, good stuff. Oliver
Belamonte.
All right. Are we ready to review a Star Trek funny book?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Who's ready?
Oh, just wait. Larry. It's time to get out your Star Trek Untold Voyages first issue. Spectacular.
Put your gloves on, though.
Yes. Well, you don't really need gloves. Like, enjoy your comics, but you can't be like Clobby where you're eating popcorn and then touching your comics.
I do all the time. I do.
I know. That's
Just
why.
without butter.
And Mark's worse. Mark eats pizza. And touches his
my
stuff. So
comics.
I'm like, that's why Mark has to wear gloves. If you hear me busting Mark's balls, it's because he has to wear gloves because he's eating pizza before he touches his stuff. DJ Play Nice.
DJ Play Nice. Hey, what's up, my friend?
Hey,
Good to
DJ.
see you.
Yeah, I just hate when I get clams on my comics.
You rock yourself, sir. Thank you so much. It starts with whatever. So here we go, everyone. We're back to our feature of reviewing a Star Trek comic book. Hey, S. Lee. H. Lee, good to see you. Good to see you. Well, here we go. We're reviewing. We like to review Star Trek comic books here on Clobby's Clubhouse, and we're going to start now for the next 5 weeks reviewing this comic book right here. Oh, where is it? Let me find it. We're about to do our credits. Don't worry. All right. Star Trek The Untold Voyages, and we'll explain more about it after we watch the credits for our segment that made by, of course, our wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs. So here we, as soon as I can find it, go. As soon as I can find it, where are you? I've got him here somewhere, folks, I promise. Where are you? Hang on a second. Crap. Now, there's no way I dumped these. There's no way.
Looking for the
Oh, no.
They're here.
Intro.
Yeah. Start. I got it. God damn it! I hate this thing. All right, everybody. So anyway, everyone, okay, time for a Star Trek comic book review, clobbering time style.
Warp drive, Mr. Scott. Ahead warp 1, Mr. Sulu. Accelerating to warp 1, sir.
Yes, everyone. Round of applause for a wonderful first officer Raquel, who made these that wonderful out intro for us for our review segment of Star Trek comics. Over the past few years, a few years ago, when number one first came across this channel, when I first started here on YouTube a few years ago, one of my earliest shows, because I was doing some Star Trek shows, I did a show about the history of Star Trek comics. And number one, we didn't know each other that well at that point, but she popped in for that. And she's not a comic book person like I am or anything like that, like any of us are, but she is a Star Trek fan extraordinaire. And she now is the proud owner of some Star Trek comics. She learned about the Gold Key comics and a little bit other ones, the other ones, and she now owns a few comics. So we thought it would be fun. She's never read comics before. The first comic book she read was a comic book that we first reviewed here. Is that not right?
That is true.
Our first comic book that we reviewed here last summer, whenever we started doing this, was, of course, the adaptation, the Marvel Comics 1979 adaptation of Star Trek The Motion Picture, Marvel Super Special number 15, I believe. And we reviewed that. And who's leaving? Someone's.
Yeah, Ravenscroft has got.
Oh, Ravenscroft. Right. Thank you, Ravenscroft. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Thank you so much for your reviews, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. And you're such a great conversationalist and such a great friend to one and all. Good night, Ravenscroft. Take care.
Ravens, appreciate you. Big Blake Sevens fan, and we sure do appreciate you for that. So we reviewed that first, and then we reviewed Star Trek the early voyages, right? Mm-hmm. What it was called, which was 16 issues of a short-lived series, of course, from Marvel Paramount Comics. Mm-hmm. So, and we reviewed all 16 issues, for better or worse, of all those. And tonight we embark on another Marvel Paramount Comics series that only lasted 5 issues, but it's called Star Trek: The Untold Voyages, and I'll just tell you a little bit about it.
Boss, before you bust into your intro, I have to very rudely interrupt you. I beg your pardon, but Professor R2 just walked through the door, boss.
Professor R2, I saw him eventually. Hey there, good to see you.
Hello.
Okay, so anyway, for those who don't know, Star Trek comic books have existed since the late 60s, when some Star Trek before it went over to the UK. They started some Gold Key comics here, and then the UK actually started having some comic strips over there not too long after the show had debuted. In fact, some of their comics debuted, I think, before it actually the series showed up in the UK. But for there was Gold Key comics throughout, as far as actual comic books now, within the States, throughout the 70s, 60s, 70s. And then in 1979, Marvel took over the brand for a short time, adapting Star Trek the Motion Picture, doing an 18, I believe an 18 issue, now I want to say 18, 17 or 18 issue series, regular format comic, floppy, 4-color comic that was canceled rather abruptly. And a year or two later, DC picked up the property and held the property well into the 90s, various series. And eventually, when they started making other shows, Deep Space Nine and Voyager, for example, were picked up by Malibu. Eventually, DC, I think, absorbed them. And then it all changed. DC lost it all. Marvel took over for a while and started a sub-branch called Marvel Presents Paramount Comics, where they did several different Star Trek series, including the aforementioned Star Trek The Early Voyages, and a few other series that we'll probably tackle later, including this one, Star Trek Untold Voyages, which, of course, is a continuation of right after Star Trek The Motion Picture. And if you get these comics, they used to do a pretty nice job of detailing what it's all about if you were someone not all that familiar with Star Trek. Space, the Final Frontier, these are the Voyages of the Star Trek Enterprise. It's fine, remember, but basically, it's got all the detail stuff.
So that's the cover, folks. For the folks at home, I don't read things digitally. I will only read physical copies of things. And so this is quite nice because like the comic book set that we just covered, the Early Voyages, Untold Voyages has that same nice opening. So you go to open the comic and then this folds out, revealing 3 pages in front of you. So you have that Star Trek Untold Voyages with the crew, then Star Trek Untold Voyages, and then you have prior to. So it talks a little bit about our guys, and then it has the first page of the comic, and it's really nice. Like, it's really nice to look at. I know Larry has a physical copy like I do, and it just looks so good. And can I just say, digital will never smell as good as real comics.
By the way, that's true, Fanty. Marvel bought Malibu. Did I say DC by accident? I've done that before. Anyway, Marvel bought Malibu.
Did you like this little thing in the corner, Clobby?
What?
Join the official Star Trek fan club, 1-800-TRUE-FAN.
Oh, I joined. Yep.
Mark joined. There you go.
Yep.
So
I'm a card-carrying member.
in the 23rd century, they even this has lines from the end of the motion picture. Mr. Scott, shall we give the Enterprise a proper shakedown? I would say it's time for that, sir. Aye. And then they messed it up a little bit because he said, and nope, that's the word and doesn't belong. It says, we can have you back on Vulcan in 4 days, Mr. Spock. Unnecessary, Mr. Scott. My task on Vulcan is complete. Not completed. I think he said complete. Maybe he should have said completed. Spock, I'm going to call the grammar police on you. Number 1's going to get you. Mr. Sulu, ahead warp 1. Warp 1, sir. Heading, sir? In the end of the motion picture, we all know what he says. Out there.
Mm-hmm.
That away. And we love it. And, of course, this is a really nice page right here.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
It smells really good, too. This page. Oh, Doc Fortune's here.
Doc Fortune. Hello.
This page smells like a book. This page, it has so much ink on it. It just smells terrific.
I knew you'd be intoxicated by the comic book page smell.
Mm-hmm. It smells
By the way,
delicious.
we reached Christine, by the way. Christine, I think, maybe a Star Trek fan, eh, Christine? It says, when I was very young, I got a Star Trek book that had a soft, flimsy LP record with it. Oh, yeah, me too. That means you probably, hey, Doc Fortune, it's good, by the way, it's good to see you. Christine, you probably got some of those old Power records or those Peter Pan records with Star Trek comics and stuff. Those are great.
I've got some of those up on my wall.
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
They did used to, in the old days. They used to have magazines that had like a really floppy record where it was like
yes,
kind of break it out. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about too. Like it was like a just like a one sheet, like a plastic piece of sheet that would have a lot of times book recordings or audio recordings on it.
Could be.
Yep.
Glenn Greenberg, writer. Michael Collins, penciler. Keith Williams, inker. Matt Webb, colorist. Chris Ilopoulos, sorry, lecturer. Tim Tui, editor. Bob Harris sat around and didn't do a damn thing as IEC, because IECs, he never did crap. Everyone, I'm a big stickler for credits and comic books. Sorry, they all, the comic book creators have been treated badly enough. So Star Trek, The Untold Voyage.
That would probably be Eliopoulos.
Oh, good. Renewal. Oops, I'm hearing that.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm hearing that Jerry Goldsmith score right there with these Klingon ships.
I like
Beautiful.
this purple too. Isn't this purple nice?
It's very nicely colored. Yes, this is beautifully colored and very well drawn.
And look at the blue on the neck.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mark.
Whoa! You
That's
did that.
That's it. Somebody rover Mark. Rover him now. He should wake up on a beach. He should be groggy. He should wonder what happened to him. Oh, he needs a little rover in his life. Give him rover, folks. Give him a rover.
Agonizer, please.
We should explain that, I guess. If I don't know.
No, we should not explain it. Make them watch The Prisoner.
Go. My mom did something with it. Yeah, we've all had that happen, Christine. I hear you. Let's see. Up and hill. Okay. So anyway, the ship is out there on the shakedown cruise, and of course Klingons, because look, they just can't leave Klingons. It's always got to be Klingons. Anyway, it was cool though. It was cool.
Well, they cling on, right? Crap.
Yep. What a boon it would be for Klingon Empire. But basically, these Klingons are being sent to Earth for a consultation about what happened with the V'ger affair.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, of course, is a nasty-ass jerkwad Klingon. Remember, this was, even though this takes place after the motion picture, this one is, of course, everybody written in 1997 or 8. So, I mean, 1997, 1998 or whatever. So, they're going to write them like more modern Klingons than they were back then, because they even said the Kalas. They mentioned Kalas, So, so this Klingon's so pissed off right now. He says, "Hey, eat a Twix." You're too much of a Klingon until you have your Twix. And I don't have a Snickers, so you'll have to have a Twix.
It's so old. Was Twix new back then? When did Twix?
Oh no, I don't think so.
How old are Twixes?
Twix is older than that, isn't it?
One would think.
What do I know? I'm Canadian. We don't get anything. John Hex.
Jonah Hex is here.
67.
Yes, and so Zathras. That's why I crap earlier.
Zathras, buddy. Jonah Hex, buddy. All right. So this Klingon's like, yes, that's that same cloud orbited Earth a short while ago, yet Earth was spared from the intruder's path of destruction while the Amir and her ships were decimated. So our government rightfully demanded an explanation. I am well aware of our orders, Helmsman Cross, and he just murders his helmsman because this guy's
look
been
at how
watching.
nice this page is, and welcome JT Kirk.
JT Kirk, what's up, buddy? What's up, JT? Yeah, this guy has been watching. The guy who wrote this has been watching Trek 3, so it's just, they frequently just murder their helmsman.
Yeah, but look at the helmsman's head. As like, and his
glowing
body as he goes backward. It's just
nice.
It's terrific, and yeah, I love the art in this one.
This is really nice art in this one.
It is.
You think people wouldn't speak back though if they knew that could happen? I mean,
yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, but Klingons are a kind of race of people. Not to get too controversial, so don't apply this to today, folks, but they're a race they're a species that places no value on life, only on the afterlife. So they're not long for this world because they're looking for ways to die, because Tovokor is the meaning of life, not life itself. So they don't place any value on it, right? Life merely gives one the opportunity to earn Tovokor.
Hello there, Empress NM and Ezra Goldstein.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom, my friend. Empress, good to see you as well. Righty.
Princess Fiona, we have all-dressed chips, but can I just suggest to you right now that you forget about all-dressed chips because they're not very good? You know what you should have? Post-haste, ketchup chips. You require ketchup chips.
So anyway, Klingons are, we've established that they're pissed off. They want an explanation. They really want Spider-Man dead or alive. No, Klingons are really looking for Spidey here. We must find that Spider-Man. He is a menace. J. Jonah Jameson is truly a Klingon. And so, anyway, I love that. Again, I love this panel right here, warp speed.
Beautiful, yeah.
And
what? Oh, sorry,
what?
I have to interrupt. Christine Hertz, Sci-Fi Nation sent you here? Or you're a part of Sci-Fi Nation? I'm friends with Sci-Fi Nation. And they told you about CLOBBERIN channel? That's extremely cool.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Would you please reach out to Sci-Fi Nation and just let them know that Clobby and I, and of course Mark too, that we're all saying thank you. That's so kind of you.
Yes,
and
well, that's
love
very
your
nice.
work on Sci-Fi Nation. Thank you for making that new con list too. The con list you guys have going is just excellent. Love your work.
Oh yeah, great channel.
Thanks,
everyone.
That's great.
Let's get a link. If anyone can find that link to their channel, please put it in the chat. And everyone who, if you've not already, please go sci-fi to their channel. I think I'm I mean, please go sub to their channel. I think I'm subbed to their channel, if I'm not mistaken. You know them as well. You know them, huh?
Yeah, they're good people. They're very nice people.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you, Christine. It's great to see you. So here we got a great opening panel. Bum, 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 bum. Warp speed. I love the kaleidoscope of warp.
Yeah, it looks great.
And they're gossiping on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And once he heard it was from Kirk's got called to the principal's office. Basically, it's called from Commanding Admiral Magura. They're talking about yes, and then Mr. Spock and McCoy followed him moments later. Well, let's face it. It's a serious matter when the grand old man of Starfleet gives you a call. Exactly, Sulu. I wonder if this has anything to do with our next assignment. We're still picking up the pieces from Voyager. So anyway, this is kind of a nice page, nice panel here. The crew, talking, getting back to their old selves. And these uniforms, I kind of like them now.
They look beautiful.
I always kind of liked them. But people always like to make fun of the motion picture uniforms.
Pajamas.
It's because they're not
the
smart.
jammies.
Those people are nincompoops, and they don't understand that Gene Roddenberry was trying to marry what it would be like to be an astronaut, a scientist, and also to be a part of a military organization. And when you see the next panel of McCoy and Spock, you can see Gene's vision come to fruition herein, because the fitting of the suit on these two gentlemen is exactly what he wanted, and it is just beautiful. I love the abs on the guys. I love the way they fit. I love the way they go over the boot the way that Gene wanted to, which is why he included stirrups. I love this comic.
I was just going to say too, what was nice about this page is you get to see the crew. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yep.
I was just going to say hello to Tetrarch of Apathy. Welcome.
So apathetic.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yep. What you were saying too is just not, you don't get these moments during the show, but this is what be. Hey, if the cameras kept rolling, the crew would be talking, without the captain on the bridge. So it's a fun insight, but it fits. So the dialogue fits. It's not out of place.
Yeah.
So it's
it's professional. They're not talking about whether or not they like mac and cheese. Nobody is trying to have sex with Yeoman Colt, Mia Colt. Everything is good, and no one has gone to an archaeological site, stolen items, and then ruined everything by acting like a nincompoop.
What you said. So Spock, and again,
look at this panel. Look at this panel.
We get Spock and McCoy back together because we love the motion picture, but we didn't get a lot of this interaction. And now this is like right where this is what I think. This is because I read that they did comics. Let's see, LA Times comic strips and the Marvel comic that took place after motion picture. So we've seen things, and even I think IDW did one where it takes place right. But this is the first time. This is like you're getting to see almost like if you stayed on the ship after the initial adventure of motion picture to see what would be going on right after it.
Yes.
And it's kind of cool.
And look at how handsome those two look. Now, no one can make fun of me for having a crush on both of those men. Look at them. I want a mint julep, and I want to do some meditation with just a candle. Let's do it.
Oh, she said, Sci-Fi Nation has a stream, yes, and we were talking about time travel. See, and they said Clobby's Law, so then they sent me here. Okay, yes. Yes, our good buddy Christine, our good friend Captain with us, Captain Finity is decided that we talk about time travel. So Saturday nights here, I don't know if you know, Christine, we're reviewing all of real Star Trek 66 through 05, and we've been doing it for about 3 years now. So we're in the middle of season 4 of Voyager, but sometimes we make fun of the time travel episodes, even though or we have like certain jokes about things. Time travel inconsistencies, shall we say. We have a good time making fun of them sometimes. Yeah, so anyway, Clobby's Law, that's something that Affinity came up with. And but the main thing is we have fun here. So, and we're glad to meet you. Very much, very happy to meet you. So you got this pretty cool scene, them talking about what's going on behind basically behind the scenes.
Beauty.
So you're back to stay, Spock. God help me, but I actually find that comforting. Returning to my home world of Vulcan did not provide me with the direction I was seeking for my life, Doctor. Perhaps Starfleet is the answer, as it was when I was a youth. Besides, someone must protect this crew from the insidious influence of your rampant emotionalism. Now there's the Spock I remember. Nice to know all that time you spent on Vulcan trying to purge yourself of all their emotions didn't completely turn you into a walking computer.
I like how they bolded purge and completely, because it is the way that he would say it, like as a Southern gentleman, right? Nice to know all that time you spent on Vulcan trying to purge yourself of all your emotions didn't completely turn you into a walking computer. This man needs his whole face kissed. I love this.
I'll leave that to you.
Jackson D. Kelly, I love you.
Yes, Professor R2 says I love Dr. McCoy even as a kid. Guess sense of humor. Yeah, we all love the Dr. McCoy is the greatest of the Doctors, of the Star Trek Doctors. Then you'll be pleased to know that I freely confess to a considerable level of curiosity as to the nature of Admiral Nagura's sudden call to the captain.
Mm-hmm.
You and me both, considering how reluctant Nagura was to give Jim back the Enterprise. I wonder what's on his mind. Anyway, they go to Kirk. And basically, they say that Nagura has told him he wants him back.
Mm-hmm.
Even though with Decker missing. So they said that he can, but he's letting him finish the shakedown cruise. He says, since it'll give Starfleet time to find a suitable new captain for the ship, welcome my recommendations. I might have, gee, how generous of him, says McCoy. And then we find out how much Mark's comic books are worth right here. East Coast Comics.
At that. Although there's not many old comics in there. I did linger on that page.
Yeah, but it is fun to look at those.
It's always fun. It's always so much fun to look at.
Old prices of comics. I love ads.
Can we talk about how beautiful this comic is?
We can, if you'd like. We can talk about anything you want.
Sure.
We're reviewing it, yeah.
So good. I mean, look at how young and fresh and muscular these guys look. They look so hot. It's as if they decided to do the comic book like in the guy's prime. Do you know what I mean?
These guys
I heard Shatner really worked out for this comic book role.
Yes, right? He did.
And he didn't even have to wear his girdle.
Look at that. Yeah, he's wearing the short sleeves. Yep.
Christine agrees. She had crushes on Spock, Scotty, and
McCoy. Right? God, I like you, Christine. Yes. And yes, Professor R2, Kirk is ripped. And this is exactly what Gene was going for. This is what he wanted. If we didn't have, whining and complaining and people interfering with him, his vision, I just love it.
So now all I have to do Let's find a way to drag out Shakedown Cruise for the next 5 years. That's very Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Very Kirk thing to do. And this, and again, I can't get enough of nice shots of the Enterprise like that, because that's important. When any Trek comic, I want them to get the ships right.
I like the captain's log appearing digitally.
Yes. Captain's log. I can't read the stardate. Stardate 74132. Hike. With stop saying hike. It's a habit there.
Yeah.
With the Enterprise performing beautifully, thanks to Mr. Scott's technical wizardry, we are now en route to the Ciela sector. The Ciela sector, where the Federation monitoring station Epsilon 9 had been located before its unfortunate encounter with V'ger, during which the station met its demise.
Mm-hmm.
We will attempt to locate any possible survivors of this disaster. Entering Ciela sector, Captain. Oh my. They didn't really say it. Thank you, Mr. Sulu. Now shut your face. I mean, no. Begin scanning any life forms for the area, Mr. Spocky. So here we go. Again, nice setup on the bridge right there. They do a good job with it.
JT Kirk, if you say blue neck one more time, I will rover you.
Are you blue necking?
Rover you.
Hey, Lisa's here. Lisa.
Lisa's talking about the blue neck as well. Lisa, that's it. Into the Agony
Lisa,
booth.
are you blue necking too?
Lisa, get in the Agony booth right now.
There'll be no necking in this chat.
There will be no necking
anywhere
in this
else.
chat.
The Smithsonian was wrong. Their science was wrong. Yes,
that's it. That's it. Lisa?
Oh, now Zathras is doing it.
Zathras. That's it. You're all getting rovered.
The Enterprise neck is not blue.
Do we have a blue neck icon?
Oh, no.
Mark.
You can make one if you want. If you want to
Somebody
enjoy
put
the
Mark
wrath.
in the Agony booth and do a Ron Popeil. Just set it and forget it. Just leave him in there to fry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Agonizer, please.
So anyway, very nice art here on the bridge. So
beautiful art.
So here, the thing is, this guy's, I've seen a lot of his art throughout the years. I've seen some of it.
Yeah.
What you have to do with a Star Trek comic or a Star Wars comic or a Doctor Who comic adapted from another medium for me is I've got to feel in some way close to where I'm watching the show or watching the film, whatever I have. I need that conveyed to me. I need the surroundings to look like the comic book. I mean, like the movie surroundings. I need it to look like the comic or the show. I mean, the show surroundings or what have you. I want the characters to look as closely as they can. That looks like Kirk. That looks like Spock. A lot of these guys don't get that. And I'm not saying it has to be photo perfect. I want the ships to look right. And that's the same with a Star Wars comic, a Doctor Who comic, anything based upon a media property like that. And I want it cleaned up. I don't need this to look like a standard superhero comic, which I love. I want it to be a little bit different. I want to see simplicity in a sense. I want it to look like the bridge of the Enterprise.
Yeah, I really love the countenance, the visage created by this artist in that last panel with the Enterprise, where we have Sulu telling Kirk that they're entering the sector. Look at his eyes. They capture that sort of quasi-British snootiness in Sulu. That the Sulu always has this, like, you know, whenever he says something in real Star Trek, like in TOS, he's got this snooty look to him. Go back one more page, boss. Just one more page.
The other way or this way?
That right there.
Right
look
there.
at the look on his face. That is the snooty quasi-British Sulu captured in just the, like, look at his mouth, look at his eyes. It's just I just love this comic. This is a great comic.
Love it. I love this page right here for this bit, and then
yeah,
look at Kirk.
Yep,
beautiful. Even Chikuf looks good right there.
Yep,
it's got some nice pages.
Look at Nichelle. Look at
Nichelle with that the fro there from the 70s.
Yep, that's her full fro. She looks gorgeous.
One of the things is then they decide to watch an ad about the Hulk and the Silver Surfer, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, TV show was on about.
TV show.
Do I have that?
Rolls.
Oh yeah, I have that page.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if I have those Canadian versions.
No, they were all the same. They were all printed. Most of them were printed in Canada at that point. Dad Man and the Dad Man Clan. What's up? What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Dad Man. Let's see.
Deadman just woke up. Did you fall asleep, Deadman, from watching Echo like I did the other night?
Everyone fell asleep for that. Has Hungry Boy been around lately? Says Fiona. I've not seen my boy Hungry Boy in a bit. Been a minute. I don't
Eric's
know.
here.
Eric is here.
Okay.
Eric, what's up, brother? What's up, buddy?
Hi, sweetheart.
Yeah,
How's my dog?
Christine, we got a great crowd here. You're welcome here anytime. And thank you for saying that. You're right. From very, very nice people here. You'll love them all. A lot,
Eric, can you please boop my dog and kiss my dog too?
Kiss the puppy dog. So,
okay, can we talk about the fact that the view screen
right
is on this panel and it's floating in space?
Well, yeah, this guy's a cartoonist.
I hit the wrong.
Damn it, Mark!
Key. What happened?
Nothing. Mark's playing
happened.
around. He's going to get in trouble.
It's because you're a dumbass.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Your agonizer, please. Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
So here we go. Yes, we've got the view screen up there.
That's a terrific idea.
Right. The Enterprise view screen, the Klingon view screen, the D7 cruisers. So the Enterprise and Captain James Kirk in command. A most glorious day indeed. Well, Mr. Commander, who I'm about to kick the ass of, what do you have to say for yourself? You must be Commander Krell. I don't know who you are, but I said your name. Anyway, so basically, Kirk is surrounded. What's interesting here is they mention the Organian peace treaty.
Mm-hmm.
The Organians are not doing anything about this.
That's right.
They didn't do anything about V'ger either, did they?
No, they did not.
I wonder why.
Yeah, and this is addressed in the episode, or see, I said episode.
Addressed in the issue.
I'm nerding you.
On. Yeah.
I'm nerding you. My nerd.
Don't you let her do that to you.
Eclipse your geek.
Don't you let her do that to you. It's an issue.
I'm nerding you. You're getting nerded.
So they mentioned the Organian peace treaty. Uhura cut communications. He's after the Enterprise for a refitted design, updated technology, and logical assumption. Scotty, how long can your ship stand up to an attack from 3 Klingon battle cruisers? We can endure it more than a couple of years ago, but still outnumbered and outgunned. We cannot stand up to them forever, Captain. So, understood. Krell won't destroy us. He wants the ship, basically. Blah blah blah. They send.
The ship looks so beautiful here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Right here, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
Oh, come on. That's just, you should see how it looks in real life. Digital sucks.
So Kirk, what I love about this is Kirk is, again, he's very rusty still. He considers himself to be rusty. He's been sitting on the desk for 2.5 years. But he's the one that saved him from Void. I mean, him and a team effort, they saved the Earth from V'ger. But he's still trying. I mean, when you're surrounded by 3 ships, there's only so much you can do. 3, and so he basically tries to a lame attempt to dredge up the Corbomite maneuver by using a different name, which is kind of funny. You're like, because he's not perfect either. Kirk, you're going, wow, how are you going to trick your way out of this one? But so he used it. Then even he was like, oh boy, the Klingons laughing at him. Klingons laughing at him. He doesn't have much. The Omegatron, they made up. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're taking a pounding from these ships all over, and they're trying to. But they're, in fairness, one thing Kirk has going for him is they're just trying to disable the ship. They don't want to destroy it, which is good for him because they would be in trouble. Oh, my poor Enterprise, my poor Barons. So we're taking a pounding. I'll be an engineer and trying to keep her together. So basically, the new shields are holding, Captain. This is where you come, Mr. Chekhov. Lock phases and targets and return fire.
Mm-hmm.
With pleasure, sir. Direct hits, Captain. So he's taking hits, but negligible damage to Klingon vessels.
Mm-hmm.
And then an ad happens. Another ad happens. The Klingon, so Kirk is baring his notorious fangs, huh? I was hoping this would not be too easy. Launch torpedoes. Enterprise has hit Commander Krell, detecting a slight but minimal drop in her shields. That's all. So anyway, Chekhov's firing torpedoes, firing the barrage. They're not making any headway. And then Kirk comes up with an idea.
Yeah, this is great.
This is so Kirky.
Yeah, because he's doubting himself the whole time. But that monologuing is what's so great about a comic book, because you can't see that in film or TV.
Yep. So, where are the Organians during all this? Should they be interfering by now, putting up a stop to this battle? I guess with the treaty in the place for now, it's no longer for now. But says he usually doesn't like being interfered with, but he probably wouldn't mind at this point. But he can't get any help from the Organians.
Yeah.
Shields down to 45%. We're getting our asses kicked.
Yep.
Maybe 2.5 years have left me too rusty for this.
Yep.
Red alert. Subscriptions. Maybe Nagul was right to want me back behind the desk. As much as I wanted the Enterprise back, my ineffectiveness here proves that I'm just not up to the task. So Kirk's doubting the hell out of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's jeopardizing the crew. Shields at 20%, Captain. How could I be so? Wait a minute. Kirk to Engineering. Scotty, that modification to the phaser redesign that I asked you to make during the feature mission. Did you do it? Did you do it yet? I'm afraid not, sir. I was planning to do it during our shakedown. I'm sorry, sir. Don't be, Scotty.
Yeah.
You may have just given us our one chance to get out of this. What have you got in mind, Jim? A way to turn bluff into reality. Scotty?
Yeah.
Good idea. Commander Krell, incoming message from the Enterprise. This is Captain Kirk. One last warning, Krell. Break off your attack. Again, what a pathetic bluff, you butthole Klingon jerkweed. Oh, I'm the Klingon jerkweed. You're the human. I got my captions mixed up. Or I'll use my Omegatron, because it's a really cool Omegatron with lights and buttons and really cool colors and stuff, you jerk. I will not be fooled by your Omegatron. I saw the episode Corbomite Maneuver. It was a great one, Kirk. But I'm no Romulan, and I'm no Fesarius either. I'm a Klingon. I fart in airlocks. Anyway, sorry, did I just say that? Oop.
Yes, you did.
I stole that from somewhere. Anyway. So, surrender now, Kirk, and you may survive this day. Uhura, cut communications. Scotty, are we ready? I thought about, what do you have in mind? It'll drain the engines completely, and it could cause a warp core breach. Any way you look at it, with a sitting duck. At this point, Scotty, we're not from that far from that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you say, Captain, but with this kind of power you're asking for, I can only give you one shot. You heard the man, Pavel. We've got one shot. So make it a good one. I said to you. So he shoots the phasers.
Nice. This is beautiful.
Yep. The phaser is strong enough to punch through the shields and destroys it. Shields down. Krell's ships kept their weapons and propulsion systems are down and disabled. You all, good work, Scotty. Scott to Captain Kirk. Our main engines are drained. Phaser emitters are burned out. As I warned, sir, we're dead in space. We're an open channel to Krell. So Krell, you believe we don't have an Omegatron? If so, we can give you one more extensive demonstration. Sorry. Awaiting your response, Kirk out. And then she said, well, I'm leaving with Sonic. So he gets on the road right here, the ship.
Clubby.
Say what?
Your agonizer, please.
I thought that was... Oh, here we go. So here he was. So the Klingon ship gets on this weird road on Earth. And there's Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I messied up. I saw it. Self-destruct. The self-destruct sequence just in case. Yep. So he tells Spock to get that ready. Very well, Captain. Krell to Ravager and Deathcray. Prepared to return to Klingon space. But Commander, we have yet to obtain the Federation's account on the intruder cloud. Blast this guy to death. I'll be in my quarters. So it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Commander. Don't kill anybody else. And get me a helmsman who knows how to keep his mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
You like this?
Oh God, I love it.
Sega.
Look at this.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Come on.
Nice stuff. So anyway, yeah, it turned out that that little trick worked because they talked about how it channeled it increased phaser power by channeling through the warp engines. Pretty cool.
And this is all from that argument he had with Decker.
Yep.
The Decker unit.
Yep. He still got it. Well, the engines will be offline for a full day. Captain, I beg you never ask me to do a thing like that again. Aside from what it did, to my poor barons, we may not survive a second attempt. You have my word, Scotty. In fact, why don't you change the phaser configuration back to the old way I'm on it, along with the several hundred other things I have to do to get us moving again. Who says you can't go home again? Blah, 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 blah. So anyway,
what a great
Captain's log,
line.
Stardate 74141, hike. Despite the stop saying hike, it's a habit. Despite the Klingon High Council's insistence that they did not sanction Krell's actions, relations between the Empire and the Federation will have to be reconsidered.
Now, read this next one.
As will the Organian Peace Treaty, given the Organians' apparent disinterest in continuing to enforce it. It may even be dissolved, and new agreements would have to be drafted.
This
On
is
a
fun
more
to
personal
explore.
note, I have just received a signal from Admiral Nagura, which I cannot help but greet with a trepidation. Deja vu, indeed. Didn't we act this scene out already? Come on, Jim. What did he say? Oh, he congratulated me on keeping the Enterprise from falling into enemy hands. And he thanked me for my work during the future crisis. And he told me how, after taking both events into account, he's reconsidered his early position. You mean he gave her back to me, Bones? Whoa.
I should have clipped that. Yeah.
Said he realized that my place truly is in the center seat of the Enterprise. About time he caught up with the rest of us, Jim. Agreed, Captain. Agreed. Welcome back, Captain. Next, Savick.
So this was extremely satisfying. It was nice to see somebody who respects Star Trek. I realized that folks get older and they gain weight and stuff like that, but I have always found the exaggeration of their need for a girdle or their need for, to change the uniforms in order to make everybody look younger and slimmer, which Nichelle Nichols spoke about, people hating certain uniforms, but then it also, the uniforms that they hated actually helped the crew to look younger and slimmer, more fit. I really like that everyone is, I don't know, it's like, I don't want to use the word worshipped. What word do I want to use? Let's be careful with the
talking
dictionary.
about the art or they're idealized in terms of their appearance.
Yes. And I really like it. Like I really, really like it a lot. I just really, really like it. And I thought the story was very good. I like traveling back to the Organian scenario and massaging that idea.
Jamalama.
It's good stuff. Jamalama.
Okay, I'm glad I picked this one. I just picked it. I just thought this might be something you'd be interested in, but I was not sure.
This is
I wanted
beautiful,
to pick something you would like. And there are only 5 issues, but I thought you might enjoy at least this issue. I don't know if you'll like the other ones, but that's cool. The old DC run. I don't know if you remember, Mark. The old DC run did also deal with the Organians, and they got them involved with the Excalbians and other, like in a war with the Excalbians, something weird like that. But
this is nice.
It's been so long since I read it, but yeah, I mean, it just it makes sense that you want to see that second 5-year mission, right?
Yeah,
and we never got it. I mean, we got some great movies, but I would have loved to have them gone back to TV. Of course, now that's more common to go to do movies and go back. Not very common, but it happens. But once you were a movie actor, hey, you're not going back to being on TV, but we've gotten so many more
brother.
stories in phase.
I agree with you.
in
You know what
phase
I
2.
mean? Only Nixon could go to China. I would take another 5-year mission over only Nixon could go to China.
Big time. Big time. You know, absolutely. Tetrarch of Apathy does look so like Blastar. And now that you mention it, the
Everyone
Organians.
looks so good here too. Like,
Oh, timeout.
What?
Larry just gifted 10
Oh,
Clobbering Times
10
membership.
Clobbering Times.
holy crap!
Larry, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Anyone who would like, please take Larry up on his kind offer and
thank you,
avail
Larry.
yourself to becoming a member if you so choose. You don't have to, but thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
Christine Hurt. I am not a geek. I'm a nerd. So I'm an academic. And academics, nerds and geeks meet at Star Trek. And so I've never read comics before. I usually read novels. I know classics, especially. And I have never, ever read a comic before, ever. And Clobby and Mark are slowly getting me into them. So we just finished something called, oh my goodness, Early Voyages. It's 17 comics, and we had such a good time with it. And I learned so much from Clobby and Mark and from everyone in the chat. So I don't know if you know this or not, Christine, but Clobby used to own a comic book shop. He's been involved with comics for, forever and ever, decades. And he has an encyclopedia-like knowledge of comic books. And so, so we explored the early voyages, all 17 of them together. I learned so much. I had such a great time. The first 7 or 8 of that run, of that group of comics, is so good. It's like they're lost episodes, and they are so much fun. And now, so this is our second series, I guess, that we're gonna, I guess that's what you call it. But this is the second one that we're going to do with Clobby, and I highly recommend either getting the digital copies or getting physical copies. Of course, as an academic, I'm going to tell you to get physical copies. And just
We're telling everyone to get physical.
There are only 5 in this
one,
series, Christine, and in the United States, they're only like $2.50 each. I'm Canadian. So I had to pay a little bit more, but I get my comics at a place called Fever Comics.
Oh, time out again. Sorry.
Edmonton.
Empress NM just gifted 5 Clobbering Times membership.
Oh no! Thank you, Empress NM. You were too kind, my friend. By the way, hello there, Tim Hayes. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Tim.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
Yeah, Christine. So
Thanks, Empress.
If you wanted to get out and get the physical comics, this is the first comic, and we're going to cover one every week on the Clubhouse. But did you know that the boys, they all have the digital copies? So if you want to follow along with us, someone in the chat can help you with a link to where you can read the comics digitally.
Yeah, you can read any comic online for free digitally.
That's
not
right.
like a secret. Everybody can any comic, but of course, I like having, if it's a comic I really love, I like to have it. I have these somewhere.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll do the next 4 of these, of course, and I got we'll never run out of source material. I've got all kinds of things that we got to do. The thing is to get that, you get those in your hands so you can review it with us, number one. But now for the next 4 weeks you're set up. So
I am, and I'm super excited. And I should shout out Fever Comics again. I just want to say thank you to the folks at Fever Comics. They're wonderful people, especially the fellow named Lee. Lee was letting me know that there is someone who has been picking up the comics that I am picking up. So there is someone in my area who is a part of all of this, it's possible. I mean, it's a huge coincidence, but, and they're also picking comic books up. So it's really important to support your local comic book shops, especially the ones that are holding all of these old, beautiful, amazing comics. So try and get those copies locally and physically because you're helping people like Clobby. And the people in that business are really cool. They're like librarians. They'll help.
Marcus Antonio Castillo, welcome. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but good to see you. Hello there. I don't think the gifter gets to pick who gets the gift. It says Christy. I guess not. And let's see, but Marcus Antonio Castillo Clubby does a monthly stream where you could, at least every other couple of months. I wish I could keep more of a monthly schedule, but yes, I definitely plan to do a members stream. In fact, I'm going to do one before the end of January for sure. I'm hoping for sure. If not, right at the beginning of February. I stream so much. I do, for those who don't know, I do 4 shows on my show, but I also go on some other people's shows and stream a lot on there, like on my good buddy Midnight Edge After Dark a couple of times a week. My buddy Nick, my buddy J-Man, and my buddy Loki. So I'm all over the place streaming 7 days a week somewhere, sometimes multiple times. So anyway, that's our Star Trek comic review for the week. Now number 1 has some stuff to show.
Did we rate it or?
Oh, you want to rate it?
Are we rating it or?
Well, we can rate it. I mean, for me, I'm just going to throw it out there that obviously everyone knows I'm an academic. I don't know anything about comics. Everything that I'm learning with the guys. This is only my second time reading comics. And I'm just only now beginning to learn to look at the pictures because I'm not used to books having pictures. I loved this. This is another one of those forgotten episodes. It felt like a forgotten episode, a lost episode. So I can't even call it an issue. It's an episode. I found it incredibly satisfying and definitely respectful of Gene's vision, of the characters, of everything they created, of the legacy. It was just so nice. It was so good not to see a very chubby Jimmy Doohan. Or Dr. Boyce looking strangely. This one has such high fidelity. At least this first
another timeout.
I love.
Wait a minute. Hang on. By the way, thank you, Vulcan. Listen, we're not leaving yet. We're going to be here a little bit longer. If anyone thinks we're got the
we're not
impression,
going anywhere.
After we rate this, we're going to show some things that Raquel got some really cool stuff you guys want to see. If you got to go, we understand, of course, but we got some stuff to show you. And thank you again, Empress and him, for gifting 5 more.
Another 5 memberships. Wow.
Thank you. Now, I don't know how
That's
it works
awesome.
as far as being able to avail yourself of one or not. I really don't know how it works.
You click at the top and you give it permission to accept gifts, and then you can redeem it.
I think it's random. Someone's telling me it's random as long as you say that you can accept gifts, that it'll randomly pick a member who doesn't have a gift, but a membership. But that's what I heard from one of the wrenches who typically knows more than me. Yep.
I'm so happy for you, and I hope you hang out because these guys are so inspiring, and it's been so long since I've been able to enjoy Star Trek because, of course, I just like 66 to 05, and so this has been so much fun for me because of Clobby introducing these comics to me, and I'm having a blast with it. So I hope you'll stick around and I hope you'll join us next week because it is so much fun. Anyway, so like I said, high fidelity on this a particular comic. Absolutely love it. It's just, it's so, I'm looking for the word and I think I have the word. This comic, Star Trek Untold Voyages, issue number 1, is earnest. Not only is it caring and careful, but it is very sincere. And that is so refreshing because corporate Star Trek is so ugly and insincere. So for me, this is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10.
There you go. Nice. I'll definitely go with a high 8 for this one. Mark?
Yeah, I think this is, well, if we're going by 10s, I give this a 9 out of 10. I think the art's fantastic. And it really captures the spirit of the crew. And Kirk would maybe self-doubt, have a little bit of self-doubt after, being off, not in action. And he just came off the V'ger incident. But really well done all around. And I guess, was this a mini series or I was doing some?
I don't think it was meant to be a mini series. It just got canceled.
You think so? Yeah, because one thing I was reading
they
is
would
called
usually
a
say
mini
it.
series. But
yeah, they say that, but If they don't
That's
say it
after
on
the fact, right?
on the comic, then I'm not so sure that it is one. No.
Yeah, just probably didn't sell well enough.
No,
But that's a
yeah,
CYA thing, right?
they got it at that point. They'd been around a year doing some of those comics, so they got canceled. And so any new series was on a pretty short leash, and they didn't sell that great at that time.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, that's basically what it was.
Yeah, but it's just a well done comic, and yeah, it's too bad it didn't. We only got 5 issues, and I would have loved to have seen this, as we said, this time period explored more, and but don't give the Star Trek people any ideas, because I guess they're going back and going to do the, for years we thought we were going to get Starfleet Academy, and I remember arguing with my buddies in the comic book shop. We don't need to see a young Kirk, Spock, and McCoy with new actors or whatever. And some people are like, well, that'd be so cool to see them, in the Academy. But yeah, it's probably end up being a mess. And of course, you can see what Paramount did to Shatner this past week and how he was hitting back. So
ridiculous. And
so
he
at least
doesn't
we got
even
this
want to hit
comics.
back because like he's sick of hearing about it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's been going on
Yeah,
for
it's been
so
for a
long.
while.
And people think that like they're wounding him by bringing that up, because they don't like him. But they don't understand that not only are there no F's given on behalf of Bill, but Bill realizes that Star Trek isn't a television show. It's a cultural phenomenon that happened all over the world. It's a global thing, and no one is ever going to forget Captain Kirk. So
And there's no Star Trek
babies,
without him. As
cry.
much as I'd love the other characters and Spock, but the show's not working without without Shatner being so good as the lead. I mean, they all worked off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But without Bill, I mean, there's no Star Trek. And like, even my mom knows who Captain Kirk is. I mean, everyone knows who Captain Kirk is. I mean, so to leave him out of that is just, it's insulting to fans and not only Mr. Shatner, but it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just so obnoxious. It's hopefully Paramount.
It's also
maybe is gonna
mean.
ban
Aren't
it,
these
but-
people always
Yeah,
saying,
it's mean.
"Oh,
Yeah,
choose kindness"? What?
yeah,
Who's the kindness for? For yourself?
yeah. Just put his face on the poster, right? I mean, why would you want to alienate half your fandom or more than half, or or that segment of fandom, which is probably.
I have an
almost-
idea. Let's do a Blake 7 poster, and we'll leave Paul Darrow off of it. Like,
Yeah.
like, are you okay? Did you fall and hit your head?
Yep. Wouldn't quite work.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's but yeah. So anyway, sorry, just derailed everyone with
No,
that.
no,
Yeah,
that's right.
giving this a 9. Yeah, it's a good comic, and it's even good digitally.
Yeah, but Clobby scored again. Clobby did it
Yeah,
again. He
he
found
knows his
another
comics.
gooder.
What?
Even though he says
Oh.
he doesn't.
I just took a shot at it, and I'm glad you like. There's some. Don't worry, we won't run out. They're just the challenge will be getting them to your hands to be able to read them. Number one.
Well,
But show
hopefully
us-
Fever Comics will supply everything I need. Matthew Pounder.
Matthew Pounder, what's up, buddy? Now, speaking of things
Hey, Matthew.
that you like, you got something to show us before we get you out of here because it's getting late.
Yeah.
But why don't you show us what you got? Tell everybody what's going on here.
Okay, so just out of nowhere, Dave. I have to say that
Dave
like
C.
that because then everyone knows who I'm talking about. Of course, I'm
Yeah,
talking about
Dave
Dave
C.
C. So not only does Dave C back my book, like he's one of my patrons from my Patreon account, and not only is he kind and he shows up here and is a great conversationalist, but out of the blue, he mails this to me. Now, this is insane, like insanely expensive to send to Canada. And it's set, all of the items are so expensive, especially given the shipping. I just can't believe that he did this. So I just want to send a hug out to Dave, who gets a kick out of me saying his name like that. And just say, thank you, friend. So incredibly thoughtful. And the items you curated for me are just amazing. So the first thing Dave got me was, Clubby, if you just wanted to show Dave one. Dave! One.
Which one? Is this one here?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. That's right. You don't have control anymore, do you?
Oh, I do, but there's some sort of weird delay. I don't know why it won't show up, and then
okay.
I get upset. I don't know why it's doing that. So I'll just I do have
That's fine.
still
I got you.
control.
I got
I
you.
just don't know why it's doing that. So
Look
he
at
got
that.
me Star Trek the Motion Picture. Now this is the giant poster.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had this. I love it.
And it is in amazing
Beautiful.
shape.
Did
So
you take the poster out and frame it and put it on your wall?
no, I didn't take it out. I'm going to be getting it professionally framed. So I didn't take it out. I'm
Is that the
Nice,
one with
Dave.
the does it have the staples going through and you got to carefully pry up the staples? and
no, there are
pull
no
the
staples in this.
These
Ooh.
don't staple. These were poster books.
These are this is a poster book, so it doesn't have staples. So it's
Nice. Yeah.
amazing. So a collector's item, and obviously this one comes from the UK. This one does not come from the United States, and it doesn't come from Canada. So even cooler when I saw that it was $1.50 in the UK, or maybe that's $1.50 in the US and 48p in the UK. I don't know, but I saw that and I was like, wow, wild. So I love this, and I can't wait to open it up all of the way and get it framed. But we have to get it. We have to get a frame for it.
Larry's asking, what is the poster pick? I think it's what you see on the cover there.
It is what you see on the cover there.
It's the Enterprise over the heads of the crew there.
So this will be going in my family room. As
Nice.
you all know, that's where all of my giant movie pictures are framed. Our movie posters are
Nice.
framed. And so, yeah, it's going up there. And then let's show Dave 2.
Okay. I don't see the numbering. I'm just going to the one next to it.
Okay. He bought me an entire, now this is insanely expensive. I don't even know why this beautiful human being did this for me, but this is the entire collection of the UFO cards.
Oh
so
my goodness.
not only
the whole set,
the entire set.
He didn't.
complete.
But I thought he took. You were supposed to take out the Paul Foster ones and burn those.
Yeah, you didn't burn the Paul Foster ones, Dave?
Anyways, it's also every single card is in mint condition. So, like, just looking through it, and so
that is something.
Yeah, so he put these little paper clips twisted around because he wanted to let me choose my own book. So I'm very excited because I'm going to get a book for this. But this is so cool. I'm going to get a leather case for it.
Oh my goodness!
If anyone ever touches these, I will break their fingers. And I'm going to put it on the table in my parlor, in my front room. This is an international show, so I'm not sure how to say that because this is an international show. But my front room, so not my family room, but my front room where
foyer, spoiler,
the nice area of the house. So I am blown away by these cards, the information on the back of them, just everything. Like, oh my goodness, like the Sid even has his own card. So
wow,
it's the complete collection.
That's gotta be tough to find because that's UFO has got a select audience. I mean, as much as I love the show, but
yeah,
that's a complete set. Jeez,
it's the complete set, and I'm totally blown away, and I just absolutely love it.
Wow, Dave,
it's incredible and way too expensive to buy for me. That was just crazy that you did that.
And those are so fun to have on the coffee table and flip through. I just put my comics and a lot of my collector's cards, my Star Wars ones and Star Treks and binders, so you can flip through them and enjoy them again, which is nice. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get a leather book for these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not as fancy as you. I just use the binder.
Yeah, you got to be fancy. You got to be fancy, especially. Have you seen how much these cost? They're insanely.
I've not, but I could only imagine.
25 cents a pack back in 1980.
Jeez, yeah, not now. And imagine it in Canadian dollars. Too rich for my blood. So thank you so much for that. Absolutely incredible. And Mark, if you wanted to bring up that UFO.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, Dave. Wow.
But,
getting a blizzard there, Christine. Yikes. Hey, Iowa, anywhere close to Riverside, where Kirk was from. That's cool.
Yep.
Well,
Nice.
stay safe and watch a lot of Star Trek.
Yeah, watch Trek.
I feel you. It's
This
minus
is great.
46 Fahrenheit here right now.
It's
Christine.
66 degrees here. It's muggy and hot and annoying right here where I am. I'm in the tropics, or feels like the tropics. We actually had some cold weather
Mark,
yesterday.
did
but
you
not for
want
long.
to show everyone where these cards are on the Fanderson
You have
site?
more though.
Let's see. I haven't seen them on the Oh, these are new or old? These are
Is it a
old,
new
right?
set?
These are
set.
old.
Oh, these are old. Yeah, no, I'm just looking on Fleabay, but
You have more stuff to show. Number one.
I do, but yeah. So anyway,
Oh look, she's close to Riverside. Wow, I always wanted to go there, Christine. I always wanted to go to Riverside. Just once, just to pass through there.
and
So,
just
anyway,
just a
if
clever
you
one. He
want
got you
to-
the whole set though, right?
the
You're not missing
entire
any card.
completed set.
He said the
Yeah,
set.
that's not easy to find. Yeah, so.
It's incredible, and it's
Well, there was
so
a
much
set
money.
there was a set in 2004, so I don't know if this is the 2004 set. So it's, I think that's.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that was. I think that's
Cool.
what this was from 2004. If
Wow,
I'm looking
see.
at my trivia correctly. Yep.
Nice.
God, I love Pete Carlin. He's so cute. Love
You
it.
really, we know you love Mike. What was it? Michael Billingsley the best though. You love Paul Foster. Your
It also
favorite.
has a card for every single episode.
Let me ask you this though.
Hmm.
What was I gonna ask you? Does it have a card for this?
No, but I could check. I just can't stop looking at them. Like they're just so beautiful.
You have two other things here to show though.
I do. I have to hurry up. I know because
No, you don't have to hurry. I'm just saying. I'm letting you know just because.
So Dave, amazing, Dave, amazing. Are you kidding me, Dave? Anyway, let's go to the next one.
Oh boy, Gold Key Trek.
Okay, I knew this was a gold key. I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, it's see
Awesome.
at the top it says Whitman. It's a Whitman reprint of a Gold Key.
Okay.
What happened was in the late 70s,
Okay.
Whitman used to take Marvel, DC, Gold Key, other companies, and sell rewrap their comics in their own covers, except they would put a logo. If you ever see any old comic of the time, Marvel, DC, or whatever, with the W of Whitman, because they've taken it, changed the logo on the cover, and usually put them in packages of 3s and sold them at TG&Ys and Stuckies and different places like that. Quote unquote, that's why we refer to these as Whitman reprints. So, but still, the interior is a Gold Key Star Trek comic.
It's crazy because I've never seen anything like this. I certainly wouldn't be able to get something like this in Canada. I am just so blown away, and it is just so beautiful. I just absolutely love it. If I could take all of the Gold Keys and blow up their covers, I would frame them and I would put them all over my house. And oh, you guys, Christine is leaving. Good night, Christine.
Good night, Christine. It was great to meet you, my dear. Hope you come and spend time with us again. Take care.
Y'all come
And
back now, you hear?
Yeah, be careful in that weather. Goodbye. Good
Yeah,
night.
yeah. So this is the coolest thing ever, and I just absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to open it up. I'm going to open it up very carefully, but pretty darn incredible. So thank you, Dave. This
Nice.
is amazing. Right, Matthew Pounder? There is a Santa. And so we'll go on to the next one. I knew it was a gold key. I was just waiting for you and Mark to confirm it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is insane.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is a shadow pin for my suit for work, for like when I'm teaching or I'm doing a presentation. So now I have a shadow pin that I can wear on my suit.
Awesome.
And these are
love it
hand-drawn art cards, and there are 10 of them, I believe. I think there are 10. The thing is that I only took them out very briefly because I didn't want them to get dirty, and I just sort of flashed them to my husband and my offspring, and then I put them away because I'm going to get these matted and framed, and I'm going to put them up. So I just quickly tucked them back in. So I'm sorry that I don't have a picture of I didn't take a photograph of every single one of them, but it was because I just didn't want them to get dirty. They're very white, very beautiful cards. They're brand new. They're all hand signed. They're all hand drawn. And they're so nice.
Were those commissions at a con, or was that?
I was hoping you guys could tell me, but they're
it looks
just
like a commission from a con to me, like a custom drawn commission.
Yeah.
Because it's just on the. Is it on cardstock?
Oh, this is on like heavy duty cardstock.
Yeah, so that's probably. I'm guessing. It's just a guess. I mean, Dave would be able to tell us because he got it, but it looks like a commission from a con.
Looks like one.
I can't read the artist.
Commission.
That looks like a Star Trek artist. Oh, what's his last name? How do you say his name?
I don't know. It's Charles T. Stridham. Stride House.
My brain's not working, but that artist, that signature, Clobby's a comic book artist.
Very familiar.
Sturzon? No, but that's not Sturzon, right?
No, I don't think so.
Not Struzen.
Struzen or whatever. Yeah.
Not Struzen because it would be Drew Struzen.
Drew Struzen. Yeah, that's what I was. Okay, that's my brain was.
Are you eating popcorn?
Oh, sorry. No, I was eating Reese's Pieces.
Oh, Reese's Pieces. Thank goodness I have chocolate covered almonds for later. Otherwise, I would shin kick you. No, these are just amazing, and I wish I would have taken a picture of all of them because there are 10 of them, and now I have to get them matted and framed, and they're going up. And I'm not even putting these in the family room, so this is not going with the rest of the Star Trek posters and stuff. This is actually going to be going upstairs, so this is going to be
Stidham.
Upstairs.
Yes, cardstock, and it's Stidham's the guy's name. So
Stidham.
Do we know? What is he just an artist you met at a con or whatever, Dave, or what? Good artist.
Yeah, amazing and beautifully hand drawn. No digital crap here. Just absolutely beautiful. Each and every card is just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, there are multiple cards.
10 of them.
Oh wow, okay, niceness.
Yeah. So that's what I received just out of the blue from my friend Dave. And my whole family was there when I opened it up, and they were like,
so "You just found them." Okay.
No, just found them. Yeah. And my whole family was watching me open this up, and they said the kindest thing to me. It is so nice that you were able to connect with all of your friends in this way because you finally found people who love all the same things you do and understand your world. And so that was pretty moving when my family said that to me about the relationships that I have here with all of you. And so I just want to say thank you so much, Dave, for just being an awesome friend and for understanding, in my family's words, understanding my world and the things that I love. It's incredibly generous of you, and I cannot believe that you paid that amount of shipping to get that to me. It's so incredibly generous, but more than generous. It is so incredibly thoughtful that you would reach into my life and do something so kind for me like this. I just thank you so much, Dave. Dave!
Thank you, Dave. It's very
I
cool.
will treasure these things, and thank you.
Yes, very kind of you, sir. Well done, Dave. See everybody.
Dave!
Above me on the call there, buddy. Great stuff. Well, indeed.
And now I not only have like a small gold delta that fits on my suit jacket when I'm teaching or I'm doing a presentation, but now I have a shadow pin to go underneath it. So they're just small enough where people walk up to you and they're like, "What's that?" And then you have that's my delta and that's my shadow. So it's like it's the perfect lapel. I just love it so much.
I love those things. Nice. Well done, Daver.
Great job.
Yeah. Well. Looks like be Charles T. Stidham of the Baltimore, Maryland. Let's see. I have a ghost artist on several comic. Oh, okay. Comics have sold my work.
Yeah.
Baltimore, huh? I don't know Stidham. Good artist though.
He's a very good artist.
So,
great,
we've had the 3-hour mark now. Does everyone want to start winding it down now? Because you got to know it's late for you. Number
We can
one,
talk about food. Just kidding.
No,
That's a
thanks.
joke.
Sure, you can talk about food. I got enough problems with food.
When I get them all framed, like when I get them matted and framed, I'll share them. I just want to get them tucked away where they're safe. You all know how I feel about preservation of things. I'm very much like the librarian, nerdy person who wants everything kept at, in a museum like fashion. So I will, once I have them put in, when they're in a safe and sexy envelope, I will take pictures of them and share them. Good night, Zap. Crap.
All right, Zathras, you rascal, you. Good night. Have a good one, buddy.
Larry. She works at a secret organization, but has a pin of a secret organization. I love you, Larry.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Dave
That's
just
awesome.
sent Mark D with a pic on Discord of all 10.
Ooh, nice. Okay, let me go to Discord.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Let me go
nice.
to Discordies.
Oh, you could show those?
I think so. Yep. Let me see here.
Thank goodness for that Discord. Thanks for that, a chef.
Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. The chef popped in earlier tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, so
He
yeah.
did.
Ah, there we go.
Let's see. Open in browser. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yep, it worked. Yep. So here we go. Let's see. Oh. Present. Pretty nice. Yeah.
There they are. And now you can see why I didn't want anyone touching them, and I didn't want to take a picture of them individually.
Don't even look at them.
Don't even look at them. Avert your eyes. Anyway, they're just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at Mark Lenard.
Super nice.
Mark Lenard looks amazing.
He does. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Everyone's, they're all in love with this digital art. It's just such crap. And look at this. It's just so beautiful. And now you see why I'm going to map them and then put them in a beautiful black wood frame. Nice white, crisp white mat with a black frame around them.
Exemplary work.
And they're all 8, but that's okay. Dave said Discord all 10. That's okay. We got
it is 8.
lots of
yes,
Spox
yes.
in this one. Yeah, so it's 8. Yep. But yeah, very, very cool. Yep.
Gorge. Gorge.
Indeed. Well done, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
It's going right beside my picture with Leonard Nimoy when he did his photography tour, and I got to have a VIP meet and greet with him, and I had a wonderful time with him, and he took me by my waist and drew me close to him, and it was great because everyone else was sort of like, standing behind him while they took the pictures, and all of his security people were there. And when he saw me, he took me by my waist and pulled me into an embrace right beside him, and I got to have a lovely chat with him, and he's my childhood hero, and it was just a great moment for me. So that's where those cards are going. They're going up on the wall.
What are the chances we get embraced like that, Clobbering Times at a con?
All the time.
It's a pretty. I got to tell you, it's a pretty sexy move. The way that he looked at me, he's so handsome, and we were having such great conversation. But I have to tell you that is the ultimate alpha male move, when you just gently take a woman by her waist and just, so you're standing beside one another and you put your arm around her and you take pictures together. It's a pretty smooth move. That man was smooth and handsome, and I loved him my whole life. It was a good time.
That's fantastic. Well, and we love him. We miss him big time.
We do.
Well, everybody, I tell you what a great night we've had here. You've been fantastic as always. We met new friends. We made new friends, and we reviewed a Blake 7 episode of Star Trek comic and looked at some cool stuff. It never seems enough time of the day, but you all just make it even better with all you hanging out with us, and we do appreciate you very much. DJ Ronnie G, what's up, buddy?
DJ Ronnie G.
What's up, dude? How you do, sir? How you do? So we are going to start moseying on out of here. However, it is still a school night for number one, so to speak. So number one, please, any closing words you might have, go for it.
Yes, folks, I have some short stories, science fiction short stories on sale right now at Amazon, and I could sure use your support. And they'll be stories that you really like because they're just straight up episodic science fiction written by a communications and technology scholar. So, you know, I have gone to the trouble of editing them. They are worth reading. And I hope you'll pick some up and support my work. They're only 99 cents each at Amazon. You can also get my book on Amazon and also on Barnes & Noble. I want to thank Larry, and I want to thank Chris Persia for promoting my friend's awesome channel. I want to thank everyone who joined us from X and all of the lurkers. I want to thank everyone who gave gifts to Clubby tonight. I want to thank everyone who joined as a member tonight. And if you like this stream, can you do me a favor? Can you share it? And if you're too shy to do that, can you please clobber the like button and hit the sub button, and of course hit the notification bell as well. I want to thank everyone in the chat for the marvelous conversation this evening. Thank you for the love, the laughs, the insight, the reviews, just for being you. Each and every one of you is such a marvelous person. Thank you so much for being friends with us and for being a part of CLOBBERIN Times, my buddy's virtual comic book shop online. I want to virtual comic book shop. I didn't need to say online. What can I say? I'm tired. I also want to thank Mark for everything he does for Clubby and I behind the scenes and on this show. Please support Mark's work. He makes beautiful things. He's a maker. He does 3D printing, but more than that, he paints these things, renders them, turns them into something gorgeous. He also has a YouTube channel, and he's one of our best friends, like in real life. He is such a sweet man and a gentleman and a bona fide intelligent geek. You should be following him if you're not. I want to thank all of my patrons who are helping me to get over the finish line of my second book. Without these folks, I cannot afford to get an editor. I cannot afford to do conventions. I cannot afford to do all of these publishing things. And so I want to thank them, especially my full backers, Larry, and Tony Stark. I love you guys. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for always being there for me. I also want to thank all of my patrons, Sean Carter, Penny Lane, Shooter, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric Kane, his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Pika, Mark D with a C, Anti-Derivative, Jill, Jelly Jill, Maximum Redstone, JJ Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. Chuck some cheese in the chat for those pepperonis, Rob Altus, and Tyler. And that's about it, folks. Last but certainly not least, I just want to thank one of my best friends that I've ever had in my entire life, for real. It has nothing to do with YouTube or being online or any of that crap. In real life, I love this person like he is my family, like he is my brother. I love him so much. Clubby, thank you for tonight. Thank you for welcoming us all into your space and for creating this space. You're the reason why we're here. And I just love you. You're so brilliant, and you're such an amazing Southern gentleman. I love being with you. And I'm just so honored to be here and to be called your friend. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for another great night. I'll see you on Saturday.
Love you, and thank you so much for all those wonderful words. I'm not worthy of them. Mark, really, did you have anything before we got out here, Mark? I forgot to ask you that. I forget.
No, well, that's okay. Yeah, no, well, just thank you, Raquel. I got to clip that "We're Not Worthy" segment from.
We do need to clip
Garth.
that.
We got to clip that Dana Carvey.
We're Not Worthy.
I'm guessing Raquel hasn't seen that movie, but
yeah, I don't think she'd seen that. We've seen Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
At the drive-in with some friends.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. All right. So see.
Saw it at the drive-in. I'm that old.
All right. Well, that's
Wow,
you
that's
know.
good. There you go.
So you've got some geek
There you go.
bones in you too once in a while. Yep. So, but no, thank you. Obviously, Raquel, and everyone try to support Raquel if you can. And of course, thanks again to everyone who bought all those memberships. And I'm sure Clobbering Times is going to mention that. But wowzers, I think that's the most members.
Yeah.
And in one time, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Larry and Empress and
I don't know if anybody got them all. I don't know how you get. I don't know how they get them.
I think it's random once you accept gifts. That's what some of the wrenches said. But yeah, it's super nice again. So
And R2 was saying, Professor R2 was saying that that if you have a commercial channel, that you can't accept gifts or something like that.
Oh, well, my only
like it. I forget the exact diction for describing what happens if you have. There's an alternate Gmail account, and the name of it escapes me right now, or YouTube account that you can have. It's not a regular account. It's a
brand account.
Brand account. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know
but
what that is.
the greatest wrench out there, though, Eric K is saying it's random. So I guess by who gets the membership. So
yes, and Eric K just confirmed a brand
it,
account.
yeah.
A brand account. Love you
yeah,
guys,
so I guess
thank
that's like an
you.
account where you're like selling something, I guess, or that's my guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my only
like
question,
the Nike store, or what a Nike account, yeah.
Well, the only question I would have for you is,
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I can't stop laughing.
That's me in the middle. That is me in the middle.
Yes.
I want to die.
I was just curious if you had an answer for that. So, okay, Mark, anything?
Yeah, Sunday Night Geekery. Be there, be square. 10 p.m. Eastern. And Gary from Pop Culture Minefield will be on as a special guest. Start the show. We're talking about his fundraising or crowdfunding his new comic book, and he's an incredibly talented artist. Talk about some gorgeous Star Trek drawings. I don't know if Raquel has seen his.
No, I haven't.
He's a great artist. Oh God,
I better get into it.
He's a top-notch and amazing
artist. Yeah.
Star Trek artist. Just unbelievable. How
Good night, Oliver.
Good night, Oliver.
Oh, so okay.
So looking forward to that, and yeah, everyone have a great Friday tomorrow and a great weekend, and looking forward to Saturday Night Star Trek too, with some more awesome Voyager episodes.
Well, everyone remember, of course, January is always forever Batman TV show, Adam West Batman and Blake 7 month, because that's the month that they both debuted on television. And in a couple of weeks on a Wednesday night, not next week's, but the one after, I'm going to do a whole show about Adam West Batman, because I do it once in a while like that. And, you know, of course, we're celebrating Blake 7 on Thursday nights already. So there you go.
Did you like my Funko Pop Batman ornaments?
I just love it. Yeah, you know that. Tomorrow, I will be at the Great J-Man's channel as we continue our free-for-all Frank Miller Fridays. We just got just 2 weeks ago with reviewing the Jack Kirby's brilliant Fourth World Saga classic, and now we're starting on Frank Miller's epic Daredevil run, which changed comics. Yes, we're going to chronicle all of the adventures by Frank Miller of the Man Without Fear. So looking forward to that. That'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time again on J-Man's great channel. Join Sean and J-Man and myself for that fun. I might be hanging out with the 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser Friday Night Comic Shop Talk Boys, 8:30 Central. That's always a good time over there if you want some more comics talk. That's what you got going on. And then, of course, there is, as Mark had mentioned, the Geekery. Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on his great channel. Please, if you have not already, please subscribe to his channel. There'll probably be some eatery, but I'll try to see what I can do to stop him. But I'm probably going to end up. We'll see. Then Monday night, I'll be back over on J-Man's channel again, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Continue our Legion of Superheroes reviews with J-Man, Sean, and myself. Having a lot of fun doing that. Then back here A couple hours later on my show for some Mark C Comics talk. And then, of course, Wildcard Wednesday night next week, I think I'll be hanging out with our good buddy Salty Texas C. And back here next week with the Clubhouse. And but all that said, the one thing I forgot to mention was Saturday night. Didn't it? Wow, what happened to me? Saturday night Star Trek. All right, Larry, you're exactly right, my friend. I forgot. How could I possibly forget the greatest night of the week for Star Trek fans? Saturday night Star Trek, 66 through 05. Saturday night dumbassing, that's for sure. Empress. That's for damn sure. Anyway, Saturday night Star Trek, 4 more scintillating episodes of the greatest, well, not so greatest episode show of, well, it's sort of like this.
State your identity.
I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager. Who are you and where are my men?
You're a dumbass.
There's only one thing I want to say to you.
You're a dumbass.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
It's because you're a dumbass.
Okay, so anyway, can't get enough.
That's your new toy, yeah.
A new toys. All right, everybody. So thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate you. Now I'm going to say some shout outs, but I'll give number one if you need to run, or would you like to
I'm going to cut out now because it's super late. It's a school night.
That's cool. We got it.
You're
going to miss the C-Bug reviews.
I am going to miss the C-Bug reviews, but you know what, Mark?
You'll get over it.
You're such a good friend. Good night, my wonderful sweet friend. Claudia, I love you very much. I love you all. Good night, everyone.
Love you, number one. See you soon.
Take care.
All right, everybody. The great Eric K. Bronze Wrencher. Thank you, sir, so much, buddy. Good to see you, bro. Chris Persia. Thank you, buddy. D. Bud Martin. Thank you. Lord and Lady Thoth. J-Man. Maddie's daddy. Steven. Cal-El, buddy. Fanty Outsidery. Hungry Boy. Maximum Redstone. Let's see who's with us to say goodbye to in the chat. All right. Let's see. Shout outs to you all. DJ Ronnie G. Empress NM. Professor R2. Matthew Pounder, John Malama, Jonah Hicks, Larry, Ezra Goldstein, Shalom, John Malama. Oh, I think I already got you that one. Princess Fiona, Oliver Belamonte, Jonah Hex again. I think oops. Professor R2. I always forget who I already have. So Don, Ranger Power already left, I think, though. Dave C. Thanks for all that what you said, Jay. What you did for Raquel, JC. Dave C. That's too kind, buddy. The Tetrarch up apathy. Lisa, Christine Hurt, our new friend. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Zathras, Matthew Pounder, Mars, Monkey, Max. Could not be reached for further comment. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Come on, I'm trying to find someone else that I haven't shouted out already. Impersonim, I think I said that already. All right. But you know what, folks? There's just so many of them that goes back so far. It would take forever. I know everybody wants to get out here. So we're going to cut it short. I know that FKH, I believe, was here. I know a lot of people were here that I'm not going to be able to get to because it's going to take forever. Doc Fortune, though, he was here, of course, at least. I think Tim Hayes, my buddy Tim Hayes was here. Volcan Lives was here. I tried to get everybody, but it's just so many. Marcus Antonio Castillo, though, because it's new here, so got you there. Zathras. Yeah, I think that's because it would take like forever to get all these. So I'm just going to say, let us slide tonight with the ones we were able to shout out. There's so many of you. And of course, Saturday night, we'll get everybody. So if you popped in here tonight, we missed you. So sorry about that. Mr. Angel, though, was here. That's cool. But if we missed you, we're sorry. We just hey, we do appreciate you. If you were lurking, If you're watching on a download or a rewatch, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So we're gonna. I think we're gonna go ahead and run out of here. Although, how far off am I really? Oh, way far off. Wowzer. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful remainder of your evening and your week. And we'll see you this weekend. Good night, everybody.
Groovy. I just love clobbering time.